Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another episode of ROIL TALK podcast, where we smoke, lift, and live. Really?
Hype, baby.
This is your first time tuning in. Allow us to introduce ourselves. My name is Joe.
Adam.
Your boy Jake.
And together, we have a podcast located here in the high desert. If this is your first time tuning in, like I said, and you like what you hear, we'd really appreciate a subscribe on YouTube, a follow on Instagram, and just maybe a comment or two, you know? Let us know what you think, what you'd like to hear, and yeah. Without any further ado, let's get into today's episode. Little backstory. This is a reshoot for one of our lost episodes, and we are very blessed that this man has graced us with coming back, graced us in his presence. He's a family member of mine, very well known in the high desert, across LA. He's done a thing or two. We're going to hear all about it today. Welcome, Sammy Sayegh.
Yeah.
Thank
The
you.
one and only.
Thank you.
We need it. Congratulations on the election, sir.
Yeah, nice hat.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It's funny, you know, this is the second time around they say it's always the best.
Bring that up a little more.
Yep. Yeah. Love. Is that a little better?
Yeah, you're good.
All right. So I'm adjusted, I believe.
Yeah.
If not, we'll adjust some more.
I think we have the same mics as Rogan. He says keep it like a fist away.
A fist away.
That's his like little saying. Yeah.
Hello?
Well, we made it, boys. World War III's about to start, so.
No. We don't want to go
Those
there.
boys know daddy's coming.
I hope so. I think
Yeah.
that's what they're
I want to
acting
tell a boss. I'm like, I told you. If Trump was in office, this shit wouldn't be going down. And like the first 72 hours, he's elected.
That's
And
a
there's things
fact.
changing, you know what I mean? I want to tell
That's
him
an
how.
absolute fact. So when we did attempt to, we actually did shoot our first round, and we had some technical issues, but everything has changed. Everything's changed.
Now that what? Trump's been elected?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
House, Senate,
Absolutely.
majority.
We have the House, the Senate, the governorship. This is beyond a red wave. This is grace from God. Mm-hmm. This is something that has historically have never been seen or heard of. And
What about Reagan? When Reagan was it when he first got elected? When he won every state, but I think it was Michigan or Wisconsin.
well,
I don't
Okay.
think there was like the House, the Senate.
no,
This was
no,
unanimous.
but this is unanimous. Reagan was amazing.
Yeah.
I loved Reagan. Ronald Reagan was a man's man.
Yeah.
Bottom line, no bars, no BS.
Yeah.
Now we have Donald J. Trump, another man's man, and he's assembled in an amazing team.
Amazing cabinet.
Oh my
An
Lord.
amazing cabinet, sir. Elon, Tulsi.
You can't ask for
Games.
anything better. And the
it's fucking
thing,
exciting.
what I respect about Donald, he's actually brought in people that are actually smarter than him. Now, Donald's brilliant. Don't get me wrong. But his cabinet, his people, are beyond anything you can ever imagine. The best of the best. The cream de la creme.
Yeah, literally.
And it's going to be an amazing 4 years. I pray
Yes.
that he does his job, does what he say he's going to do, stick to it, and these left-wing psychopaths stay out of his way, because the last 8 years ago, when he took his 4-year term, they played every single game from Russian collusion,
Lies.
created every
news.
possible obstacle so this man could not do his job. I believe he has the next 4 years to show the world, not just the Americans, to show the world what peace, harmony, and working together looks like.
Agree.
And that's the reality. We don't want to go to war.
Nope.
I mean, it's admitted.
What president do you know after the election, right, goes and fucking, or even before, right, brings all of his who are running against him? He brings them all together and puts them on the same team. If that's not uniting, I don't know what fucking is. Dude, you brought a Democrat. You bought, a couple of Democrats, right? Tulsi started off as
You
Democrat.
want to know
right?
what's crazy? You want to know what's crazy that you're saying that? There's a picture of him, Tulsi, RFK, Elon. They're at the UFC the UFC fight. Shout out John Jones. But they're all sitting there, and It's locked, Joe. What do you want?
No, yeah, from that elbow. Push it up.
Use some muscle, bro.
I don't want to break it.
No,
dude.
it doesn't break.
I don't
You
want to
should know
break it,
my-
bro.
Go for it.
I tend to hurt things with my hands. Anyways, those are all Democrats.
Yes.
Those are all Democrats. The Democrats won, but they just said, "You guys are out of your fucking mind. We're out."
Yeah.
And that's what they were just talking about. Like, what was I watching? I don't know. It was one of those fucking weirdos on YouTube shows. But they were saying how, where's our Rogan? Where's our Elon? Motherfucker, you had Rogan. Rogan was a Democrat.
He flipped.
And he flipped. You guys chased him out of town. And
I think a lot of great men come to realize the truth. And the truth is, one man said it, I am who I am. And I believe this nation was built under God. Nothing else. And we need to stick to our roots.
Yeah.
Bottom line.
Yeah.
Unite people. I don't care if you're Muslim, Jewish, Hindu, Christian, Catholic, whatever it is. We're still God's people.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that's it at the end of the day.
Yep. I agree. I'm pretty excited for what's to come, man. I'm excited that Tulsi is his national, that was our national intelligence director.
Security or yes.
Director. Badass, dude. I wanted her to be Secretary of Defense, but RFK as what was he, the Secretary of Health? Fuck yeah.
thinking
dude.
food.
Did you see Matt Gaetz got kicked or he resigned from
Well,
today?
do you know why?
Yeah.
He doesn't want to he doesn't want to ruffle feathers so Trump can do what he needs to do. And that's just the reality of it.
Yeah.
And that's a very smart move.
Very smart.
And,
Unselfish for sure.
very unselfish.
Yeah.
And that means he put America first.
Yeah.
Not himself, not his ego. And I think that's where we all need to come together at this point.
Did you see how the fucking View had to read the disclaimer at the end of their argument?
Saw that.
That's pretty cool. I think all news companies should have to fucking do that, bro.
I
What
think
did it say?
They had this whole argument about Matt, and they're like, "Oh, he did this, he did that, yada yada yada." But then at the end of the argument, she's like, "Okay, but our lawyers say we have to read this disclaimer." And
Whippy.
it's like, yeah, it was like the DOJ has acquitted Matt Gaetz of all charges and blah 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 blah.
Oh, so they just.
But they're
talking
still like
shit.
going out, yeah. And so it's just funny now they can't do that anymore.
It's definitely you're
they got
definitely about to
sued from
see
what I heard.
freedom again because under the Biden administration, man, my family being from roots in Cuba, the Banana Republic state like that, and then you see the weaponized DOJ. It's just wild. It's wild that nobody says anything. It's
I have
wild.
to agree. I'm saying dismantle everybody
I agree.
and rebuild.
Yeah, yeah.
There's too much corruption, and it's the deep state, and it's the swamp that we've been warned about. It's
real.
He's been telling us that for 12
real.
years.
It's real.
Since 2016, he's been preaching to the choir that there's a swamp out there,
Yep.
and it's real. I mean, we have an issue with Newsom. He's trying to do everything in the next 30, 60, 90 days to block Trump out of California. I think people are sick and tired of his rhetoric.
Oh yeah.
It's just enough's enough.
The votes show that state's almost red, baby.
Listen, man. Everybody. It's like an exodus in California. Crime's too high. Cost of living is too high. Fuel's too high. Energy's too high. Natural gas is too high. Food is too high. It's ungodly. To raise a family of 4 here, you need $250,000 a year.
Yep.
Just to raise a family of 4. Just to live in California. To live in an old bungalow. I mean, this doesn't make any sense. California is not that amazing to be punished like that. And it's overdone. It's overdone. I mean, we need some new blood. We got to change up the game.
I agree.
And this is something that I pray that this new administration puts their foot down, and it's time to clean up house.
Do you think because it was a clean sweep across the board, there should be no excuses why shit doesn't get done?
I agree. There should be no excuses at all. I mean, at this point, these specific divisions need to be dismantled. I would start with FBI, Department of Justice,
Oh, I agree.
the woke Department of Defense. They need to be cleaned up. All these huge federal budgets, education, all that money is not going to the people. It's not going to the cause.
Fuck
It's
no,
going
it's
to
not.
payroll.
Did you see what's it called? Dodge?
Doge.
Is it Doge?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking Doge, bro. That's
Do you see
Elon's
that everyone's
little
giving
meme
him shit for the logo? He's like,
Yeah.
yeah, whatever.
Dogecoin?
That's what I love.
No,
about it.
it's the Department of Government Efficiency.
I just heard
Vivek and Elon head it, and they're gonna. He said, "This is Elon's quote.
DOGE?
Yeah, he
Doge?
said he's gonna give 2-year
DODGE.
furloughs. 2-year furloughs. Go do something. We're gonna cut
Well,
this bitch in half.
the issue is there's over 2.5 million federal employees still working under pre-COVID at home. They need to be in the office.
Agree.
What are you doing? What are you doing? Which 2.5 years? I mean, 2.5 million? I mean, it's been long enough. It's time to go to work. Roll up your sleeve.
Yeah. Get the fuck back to work. Stop being fucking spoiled. I heard this story about Elon, dude. It was dope. When he bought Twitter, he had a meeting with the engineers, and they have 3 servers around the U.S.
Yeah.
And he was like, we don't need all 3. He's like, well, let's consolidate here. Like, this is just being fucking wasteful. And the engineer's like, no, sir, that's not possible. He's like, yes, it's fucking possible. He's like, get rid of the one in Sacramento first. And they're like, okay, sir, well, we're going to need like 6 months. He's like, you got 6 weeks. Ooh. And they're like, sir, we can't do that. And he's like, you could do it in 6 days. He's like, I'm letting you have 6 weeks, right? Ooh, so then the very next day, he just fired all of them. He's like, fuck you guys.
Yeah, he fired. Was it 80% of the staff or something like that?
Yeah.
80% of the staff.
So he's on his private jet with his cousins, who I guess are engineers, computer engineers. And they're like, dude, we'll just help you take it out. It shouldn't be a big deal. So he tells the pilot, go straight to Sacramento right now. He gets a fucking U-Haul. Fucking drives to the server place. This is on Christmas Eve, mind you.
Wow.
Fucking, they didn't have the proper tools to unmount it from the ground. So he asked the security guard, he got a little pocket knife and went under the floorboard, unscrewed everything, fucking cut all the wires, boom, threw it in the U-Haul and got it out of there. Wow. Within like 24 hours, right, of telling these fuckers, like, whatever. And that's the thing, like, imagine this dude running our fucking country. You know what I mean? Imagine that kind of thought, you know, like, dude.
Well, I don't think Elon will be in a position because he has a lot of federal contracts. So he would consult on a sideline.
Well, he's just going to be in charge of the federal rate, the waste, right? He wants to.
Well, yeah but
spending.
he'll be more of a consultant,
Yeah.
right? Because that's why they're bringing in somebody else.
Well, it's him and Vivek. Him and Vivek.
They head up the department.
They're the head of
He
it.
would become an elected official.
Yeah.
Dude, they said they're even going to make an app so we could all watch exactly how much
Our
we spend,
taxes go,
where
yeah.
it goes. Yeah, dude, that's and they're like, oh, the Trump's going to be all secretive and not tell anyone. Dude, that's what's that called? Being
It's called
accountable,
disclosure.
accountability.
Accountability.
being public, being
Transparent?
transparent. Thank you. It's being transparent. Like that's the most transparent thing you can fucking do, right? But
Mr. Jorge.
There's actually an app, and it's a debt calculator. Has
yeah, I've
anybody ever
seen
looked at
that.
it?
I've seen it, and it's just like this.
It's
crazy.
It's horrific.
It's horrible. Dude, have you ever seen that?
It's this web. It just keeps going up.
Well, on this website also tells you how many people are being born right now, how many people just died right now. It's like all these numbers, and dude, it's just fucking
these
going
stats.
wild. Yeah, it's fucking wild.
Jorge, I just sent you something. Bring it up on the.
It's
screen.
like John Wick when they go to the room with the numbers and the people and how they call the contracts.
Oh, they're all excommunicado.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's
Ching,
crazy.
Like it goes through all some crazy shit.
That's a dope movie, my boy.
All of them are.
Side note: have you seen that new show, Landman?
No.
Yeah.
With
Yeah.
what's his name? Billy Bob. Dude, you watched it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I only
baby.
watched one episode, but it looks
That's all that
fucking
we
great.
got.
Yeah, for free.
Sorry, baby. I'm busy watching Tulsa King. You know what I mean?
It's on the same network.
Yeah, it's on
the
It's
same
on Paramount?
Yeah.
Oh,
Just
okay.
dude, it's good.
brand new.
Yeah.
You'll like it.
You know what I hear is good?
because,
Penguin.
Because Yellowstone's
Oh, really?
going off. He has 2 new series. coming out.
Yellowstone's fire. That just came back.
That
out.
guy's killing it right now, huh?
Yeah.
The
Oh, that's
creator of
his
Yellowstone-
too?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
He's Tulsa
And
King.
so-
He's Yellowstone.
Are you talking Kevin Costner?
No.
No, the what's his name? The director.
the director.
Taylor Sheridan.
Yeah,
Taylor
him.
Sheridan.
And do you know?
fire.
Do you know this 4-6s? The ranch.
Yeah, it's a real ranch.
That's his.
Yeah.
Right there. The middle one right there. Right there.
Fox.
Check this out. This is going to blow your fucking mind, dude. This is where American tax dollars have been going. This is so
They've
far
already
what they've
found this.
uncovered.
So you know they're working under not the government. They're working under Trump's dollar right now.
Really?
Yeah,
He's
all
paying them?
Yeah,
So
he's
it's-
paying them until they get in office.
So it's like it's never been happened. It's
Why-
unprecedented.
I think now.
Check this out.
Now they put out their first messaging on X yesterday, writing this: "Working
They even have they have an X.
will be spent wisely."
What?
Have we been
Watch.
spending some of our federal funds on? Let's review. Almost $550,000 went to a Russian lab to run experiments on cats' brains. That was spent by the National Institutes of Health. $3.7 million of funding went to a study on monkeys and gambling. Another
Oh my
NIH
God.
fascinating project. And
Monkey and
schizophrenia
gambling.
awarding tens of thousands of dollars
In Ecuador, drag shows in Ecuador.
And then I saw that one.
First of all, I love a drag show, but not in Ecuador. Watch, here we go.
For rattling off just a few government spending projects at a House hearing.
Shout out Hamburger Mary's. Best chilaquiles.
Last year, the State Department did a grant to Ecuador to host 12 drag shows in Ecuador with American tax dollars.
That went in someone's pocket for sure.
Wow.
That ain't shit. Get ready for this one.
I'm just asking the simple question.
This
the
is
best
a year
use of
ago,
American
over that.
tax dollars to actually fund drag shows in Ecuador with U.S. tax dollars.
Look at this
The
one.
National Science Foundation
Here we go.
a study of butterflies in Europe. So we funded with American taxpayer dollars. Last year there was also a NEA grant that was done to set up a display in Brooklyn for the Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. By the way, it's not even an American band. We had an almost
Smart toilets.
$350,000 grant to study smart toilets.
Joe's like,
One of
I'm
the
in.
grants that we actually paid for with our federal tax dollars last year. We also had a grant that was done studying
Colonial.
Mexican soundscapes. We last year
I like his demeanor about
on
it.
helmets and seatbelts in Ghana
In Ghana.
to be able to study whether seatbelts and helmets were effective for saving lives in Ghana. Can I just go ahead and answer that question for free? Seatbelts and helmets are a good idea. We save lives.
Holy shit.
Look at this. Watch when she brings it up. Well, you turn it off for her. But she'll bring up a list like kittens to see if frogs can be trans. Like all this crazy dumb shit is being wasted. And we're over here
US tax dollars.
Haven't helped Maui yet. Maui's still a fucking burnt down shithole.
So do you think there's going to be consequences for these actions?
You know what's
or just
crazy?
Like
I think
get
it's
out
a
of
front.
here, slap
I
on
think
the
it's a
wrist.
front. I think it's money laundering.
I mean,
Yeah, for
there's
sure.
so
I mean,
many
come on.
different
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
possibilities. I mean, they did that back in the 80s. You know, that's how they brought crack cocaine into the States.
CIA.
That's it.
CIA brought it to
And,
the streets of LA.
You know, it's funny. I went to usdebt.org, right? As soon as I went it, first thing that pops up is defund the feds.
Hell yeah.
Defund the federal government.
Do you think he'll make it there? I mean, we got what? January. When does he take office?
We
January
have
what?
exactly 2 months.
6th? No,
January
12th?
20th.
Or,
January, yeah. 15th.
20th.
Okay. You think we'll make it, guys?
I don't know.
See, that's a scary answer.
I
That's a real
heard he
answer.
just talked to Putin recently and said, "Don't fucking do any retaliation. Don't start World War III. Just fucking
Do you
wait
think
for
it's
me to get
true
to
that
office."
he has, what is it, 400 or 4,000 nuclear bombs at one
100%.
time?
I think
Yeah.
there's more
Yeah.
probably. It's fucking Russia.
Well, I mean, here's the question. God knows how old they are. Secondly, we don't know if they would launch.
I agree.
Thirdly, they didn't have long-range technology then. These type of warheads would probably do more damage on European soil than the U.S.
Yeah, we would see it
And
coming a
the
mile away.
fallout would be more, not the actual impact, but the fallout,
Nuclear fallout.
and years and years and years.
Destroyed.
I mean, look at Chernobyl. It's still a disaster zone, and it's been what, 40 years?
yeah, about 40 years.
Still, you can't go in there?
No, there's
I
still
mean,
radiation levels there. You got to go in
yeah.
a suit and everything. Geiger counters and everything.
And you know how to fix that? And the United States really tried to help. All you got to do is fly over and drop cannabis seeds and let cannabis plants grow wildly.
Really?
Absolutely. 100%. And it will literally clean the soil up of radiation.
Really?
Yeah. I thought you guys knew that.
The fuck no.
So you're saying the plants will absorb it or
So
eat it, or-
cannabis, it's amazing, can remediate any soil. So if you have soil that's been farmed and farmed and farmed and farmed, and then you can't get anything out of it, grow cannabis, it'll remediate the soil. Literally, cannabis is the only plant that we know can remediate the soil immediately. And it can actually clean up nuclear waste sites.
That's wild.
Yeah, growing. I mean, we got somebody who's got Google. Type in cannabis remediation. It's a whole entire study on it.
It's gonna come up with the CRC column.
Oh my god.
Oh, there it is. Look. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Joe. Read it.
Cannabis remediation refers to the process of reducing or eliminating contaminants from cannabis plants or cannabis-derived products.
That's
Contaminants can-
Yeah, no, you want to do cannabis remediation soil.
Okay, so it could do pesticides, heavy metals, residual solvents.
That's what you do.
Huh? That's really
Process-
Toxins into a harmless substance. Wow, you think that this marijuana is the future of your farm? Wow.
Can you also look up cannabis remediation? I would say nuclear waste.
I'm feeding.
So there's been studies on it. Literally, it can remediate the soil. Just allow it to grow wild. And Russia did not want to have cannabis grown in the USSR.
They don't fuck around with cannabis over there.
Look at this, how cannabis
China, bro. You
cleans up nuclear radiation and toxic soil.
Get the fuck
It's
out.
on high times.
Wow. Very cool.
So if you have farm land in the U.S., just grow one crop of it. It'll remediate the soil, and then you can grow again.
How do you not know that, Adam?
I don't know.
It's fucking wild, dude.
What is that? Can you read that, Joe? Europe's largest.
Steel mill is in this. Is-
Toronto in southern Italy. In its heyday.
You want to keep going down. That's I've already been reading this.
2
Keep-
million a
keep
ton
going.
of steel.
Keep going down.
There's no small deal here. Where unemployment is 20%. Anywhere in the Mediterranean. The plant is notorious of
that.
detoxin and dust from the plants to believed to be the reason why lung cancer 30%. So it's talking about this section here is talking about soiled soil.
That's too complicated for my taste.
But so just imagine this: cannabis
Keep going down.
can go in the ground, can remediate the soil naturally. And I'm talking nuclear waste, toxicity, we're talking pesticide, can clean it up. And just imagine what it could do to the body. If we really, instead of putting science in kitten brains and monkeys playing poker, why don't we put the science in the, literally in cannabis to the human body, to the lymph nodes? Right? Why won't our federal dollars go there instead? Why? They'll find a cure for all. It's very simple. I mean, we're talking Rick Simpson oil, right? They don't want you to talk about it.
Fuck no, they don't.
No. But
That's so crazy.
it has many health benefits, especially to tumorous growth in the body.
Well, apparently such hemp-based applications, certain issues, source of material hemp-based CBD oils that compares have been marketing as a cure in all 50 states. Interesting. That's interesting. I never knew that.
You got to really look into it. It's
definitely
pretty
will.
amazing.
That's good. It absorbs all this bad stuff, but it doesn't affect the plant.
No, it doesn't affect the plant.
Yeah,
That's
but
wild.
It's really incredible. I mean, look at the human body. Everybody has cancer, some form or another. But everybody also has a trigger, something that triggers a cancer in the body to turn into mutative growth.
I'm so glad you're saying this right now because I was just thinking this the other day.
Yeah, it's
Well,
everybody.
it's a
Well,
fact.
because it's crazy. So, like, if you use the wrong kind of deodorant, they say you'll get cancer. If you fucking
Yes.
if you
There's chances, like he said.
whatever,
there's a
like,
trigger.
Aluminum
Sunscreen is
sulfate.
causing-
Anything that has aluminum sulfate.
so these things are causing the cancer to break out. Basically, is
They're
that
the
what
trigger- he's
that,
saying the
that's a trigger.
There's triggers.
those are the triggers, basically, right?
Yeah, we
For
have it in
things
our DNA. It's genetically in our body, but you have to have some sort of a trigger. It could be environmental, it could be stress, it could be a number of things. But something could be a trigger.
Does it have to be a trigger? Can old age be a trigger?
No. No.
You don't think so?
No, it's
Or you think
dormant.
so? Or is that just a question?
No.
well-
No, it's dormant. How many old people nobody dies of cancer that are old? I mean they do, but
It's usually earlier.
it's got to
in
be a
age.
trigger.
Yeah.
So it's got to be a trigger.
Yeah.
So
So
it doesn't make sense that you would have it and then something makes it spark out even more.
Yes,
It's
because
something-
it
but your
mutate-
immune system has to drop, right? Or something has to.
it has nothing to
drop.
do with your immune system. It has to be a trigger.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Something could be
What do I know?
stress, could be environmental, it could be some sort of a medication, something that caused it to go from sleeping to awake. Bottom line. Okay, you're drinking out of an aluminum can. It is a fact, and it is known that aluminum causes Alzheimer's.
Which is diabetes type 3 in the rest of the world.
It's Alzheimer's. That's what it is. Bottom line. Now, cannabis, right? Is it a cure-all for anything? It could be. Can we make building materials? Absolutely. Can we make our own lumber? Can we make cement out of it? Can we make rubber out of it? Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, bro. Dude, they
Roofing
made a car
material.
out of it, dude. Dude, it's way stronger.
A buddy of mine made
Clothes.
a Formula One car chassis out of hemp fibers and won a national cup.
Wow.
Like literally super ultra lightweight. So our federal tax dollars should go in there, but why is it not? Because of big pharma.
Big pharma all day.
It's the
All
filibusters. These guys are heavy pocketed, deep, and all these guys sitting in Congress, they all have deep pockets, and everybody's being paid off. Now, you say to yourself, okay, but why is cancer so prevalent? Why does it kill you? It's very simple. Everybody has some form of cancer. Some form. And it takes something to trigger it. It could be a bad divorce. It could be depression. It could be...
Oh, so it can be emotionally.
Absolutely.
Emotionally triggered.
Stress is a huge
Trigger.
one.
Stress.
For sure.
Oh, I'm on my way out.
cortisol. What is that? A cortisol level?
Cortisol.
I got nicotine going from me.
Cortisol, right?
There.
Oh, fucking, I got
So-
steroids.
think about this. Think about this for a second. Every cell in your body needs a fuel. What fuels cancer? Can anybody tell me?
Acid,
Glucose.
Yeah. Yeah.
sugar, which is acidic, right?
Yeah.
It's a lower pH thing.
It is. Sugar is the number one fuel for cancer in the body. Bottom line. It eats on glucose. That's what it lives on. That's what's its survival rate. So now what if you cut glucose out of your diet, complete sugar starvation? What do you think happens?
I can tell you right now, my mom, shout out Mama V, had stage 4 colon cancer, and she went hardcore into smoking, and she came back. So my mom was a hippie in LA, East LA hippie, all of it. So when she got saved, she ended up like stopped smoking and all that stuff, right? So all through the years, it was demonized and all this stuff, especially during the church. So when she started doing her chemotherapy, we're like, Ma, you can smoke again. Like, you can do this, right? So she ended up smoking again. I mean, Mama V went hard in the paint. And we ended up, I listened to Dr. Rhonda Patrick, and my mom switched to the carnivore diet. And my mom's a diabetic. And for the first time of her life, like, her levels were all perfect across the board for diabetes. Wow. And this is the middle of battling stage 4 colon cancer, chemotherapy. But I tell her, it was a mixture of her diet, and it was a mixture. And it's funny that you're saying this, because she's doing radiation therapy and she's fucking smoking too. So I feel like it's, you know what I mean? How you said it's soaking up the radiation or
Do
whatever.
you know why
but-
people die of cancer? It's not from cancer. It's from malnutrition. That's a fact.
Yeah, they don't eat.
Because the cancer doesn't let the...
It's from malnutrition. So you need to stimulate the appetite, and believe it or not, food is the key success to fighting cancer. Now, let me get back to what I was saying. Glucose is the food.
Yes.
If you starve your body from glucose, cut sugars out, anything that will convert, we're talking rice, pastas, carbohydrates, right? The cancer cells will mutate over time, right? And it could mutate and it could get rough. It could get ugly. So, science have figured out that cannabis truly does kill cancerous cells.
Yes, it does.
Now, how do we do that? How do you really do it? What's the real way of doing it? It's very simple. In order to kill cancer in a body, you have to have a good delivery system of the cannabinoids, and it's got to be full spectrum. Everything, whole plant, extract. So, cancerous cells, reason why we do chemoradiation, because they're in a shell, like a very hard shell. And what it does, it cracks the shell, and once it cracks the shell, cancer dies. Very easy. But cancer multiplies, and cancerous cells communicate with each other. They have a way to communicate with each other, die, to commit mass suicide. They talk to each other. So when it needs to feed, it comes out of its hard little shell, eats, goes back, and incubates. That's basically what it does. Now, think about this for a second. What's a good delivery system? right? The only way to get it into your body, to go through the brain, the kidneys, the liver, is alcohol.
Really?
Absolutely.
Really?
Because what alcohol does converts back into what? Sugar. It converts to glucose.
Which is energy.
Now, if you use alcohol as the carrier of the full spectrum cannabinoids, ingest it, process it through your whole, remember, blood alcohol level?
Yeah.
Now it's completely infused. Now you have a fighting chance to kill and cure yourself from cancer.
Interesting.
It's the delivery.
That's
And
interesting.
they don't talk about it
Of course they don't.
because they don't want the world to know.
Right.
So if you look at Rick Simpson oil, what's the main? It's made from alcohol. Think about it. Look at it.
Yeah. Ethanol.
Yeah,
Well, no, alcohol.
What, like,
We're talking 200 grain alcohol.
Yeah,
that was how it's
what's that
originally
called?
made, and he was spooning it.
it's called something. Like,
He was spooning it with the alcohol.
the term for it. Give me a minute.
Come on, Adam.
So,
what's that alcohol
Tincture.
called?
It's like a tincture.
What's that alcohol called that they used to use?
distilled spirits.
Yeah, like, but it's
Yeah, but what was the name of it? Come on. Like,
White Lightning.
no.
Baklava, whatever it's called.
Yeah, shout out Sammy for the baklava.
Baklava. But
It's fucking fantastic, especially the bourbon.
you know we have the technology to create full spectrum oil. We have the technology to infuse alcohol and oil together, right?
Can't even get it.
And you're telling me we can't make a alcoholic drink as a preventive maintenance, right? Everybody drinks. You get something infused with cannabis, and you just as a preventive maintenance.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. Because alcohol is the only thing that can go into the blood system immediately.
That makes sense, dude.
And now you have...
I kind of did that when I went to the Bear Dispensary and they have the THC sodas. Drank half of it, put some Tito's in that bitch. It's pretty good, dude.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, but
Hit me
you...
hard though.
But it has to be homogenized.
Yeah. They
Remember, oil and water separates. So we have ways of, with technology, to connect the
Yeah, but if
two
you have
binding.
a 200 proof alcohol, that's going to dissolve it, right? Mm-hmm. So it would be a perfect delivery then. It doesn't necessarily mix, right?
You mix it in. It's like a
Because like you can't mix water and
but,
THC,
but it's like a
right?
tincture, so it absorbs it.
It's an absorption level, but if we... they have technology. I can't use the word where you... Anyways... It's a little device that causes the molecular cells to break down and to
Like
bind.
fused together, yeah.
And that's
yeah.
it.
So you said it would break. What'd you say about the alcohol? If you mixed it with the bud, what'd you say?
It dilutes it.
Dilutes it. So that means it would just get rid of
But
it
it's still a
altogether?
separation.
Or
No,
it
you
just be-
want it to be attached to the molecules.
But it absorbs it at the same
So
time.
you want it to go into your blood system,
Yes.
into a delivery system, to hit the kidney, the pancreas, hit the brain, hit the colon. Every single blood vessel in your body is going to have cannabinoids.
Let's get the Joe. You down? Let's do this, bro. How do we do it?
I don't fucking know. You got to hire a fucking bioengineer.
no,
for that shit.
I know how to
whole
do it.
plant
Jorge's
extraction.
got it.
Yeah.
Jorge's gonna Google it. We're on.
It's very, very, very simple.
Can we buy it in China?
No, man.
Hell no.
It's a very small piece of equipment. We use it in the
Yeah,
lab.
equipment. That's what I'm talking about.
I can't remember the name, but it's a very,
have it.
very simple equipment. You use a reactor, and you basically combine the two together, and it breaks down the molecules till they bind together. That's it. It's like doing edibles. You want it to infuse into the edibles, so you have it's homogenization. You got to homogenize it. So they have these little homogenizers that will bring it together, that don't separate.
Dude. That's so crazy.
I'm telling you, man, there's too much out there.
Would you do that product?
Would I do what?
Would you make that a product or no? Can you even do that?
State
or
of California states no.
No, you can't put alcohol in there.
No. You'd have to do it for private use. You can't go to market with it. Unless it gets federally approved.
It's one of those.
It's a good, but also too, it's a medicine.
It's one of those you gotta know somebody.
Literally. And do you know how much truly is required? A droplet full.
Yeah, it's just a drop
Underneath
on
your tongue.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, let's get this going.
Dude.
And there's people that are going through like,
That's the
chemo and
truth.
stuff, and they'll tell you it changes their whole life.
Really?
Yeah.
Just a droplet. And you hold it underneath your tongue, and
you do this
it'll
in
absorb it
Mexico?
immediately.
Mexico, you can do it. Or
RSO
no?
oil, they call it.
It's RSO, but I mean, Rick
different-
Simpson oil,
They
but
have technology into it.
truly, that is the right way, because once it processes through your body, and I'm telling you, if you take RSO and you have the alcohol and the full spectrum cannabinoids together, every day take a droplet for 30 days. I'm not a doctor, but I understand the science.
But you know your shit.
It's
Royal
gonna-
Talk does
you'll get
not make
cleaned up.
any claims towards.
No.
We're not doctors, and
None of
not
us.
doctors.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just
No,
a fucking
just a
stoner
bunch
from
of
Southern
stoners.
from Southern California. And but I'm gonna try it because it is gonna cure cancer. Theoretically,
You know, theoretically, but I mean, listen, I can tell you guys some real stories.
talk to us. That's why we have a podcast.
It's actually very trauma, very horrible.
What? You're.
Pass me that baklava. I'm gonna give you some trauma.
Well,
Eat the corner one right
you know,
there. Over the other way.
I don't really want to bring it up. I could talk to you guys privately, but it's really public records. It's out there on the internet. And unfortunately, I had to deal with it for a few years. And it took me a while to process it. But we were on the brink of something so big that was just going to change and revolutionize the pharmaceutical industry based on cannabis. And our studies came directly out of the JPL lab out of Pasadena. And the technology was just so far great. A lot of unfortunate, amazing people, life were ended.
what?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't hear this.
And it was devastating. For me, it was devastating. I had to move my family out. I thought they're gonna come after me, and we were this close. And basically, everybody lost their life, and I was very fortunate to continue on my purpose. And a lot of what I talked about, the combination was a lot of that technology there, and this particular doctor actually. His life was cut very short, and he was a doctor to Ronald Reagan. And if you guys recall, Carter, President Carter, remember he had brain cancer, severe, like several years back, and miraculously it all went away. Same doctor treated him.
Wow.
And just some bad players, and things just really went wrong. And just devastating. But I think they just wanted that part of the equation to just go nowhere.
What was the name of the
Of the
doctor?
what, Joe?
You know, I don't.
You said we could look it up, possibly.
Yeah, you could definitely
I ain't
look it
looking
up.
shit up.
If you're gonna
Too
swing
much
someone in the
cheese,
right
Joe. I'm not
direction,
getting in your cheese, mate.
We're-
I would
we're
look
around
up
here.
Santa
have
Barbara
a box of
This
Doctor
will be like
Henry
the gym
Hahn.
shit.
Okay,
Yeah.
there you go. You want to look it up? Look into that.
Yeah, I'm gonna have some baklava. I ain't looking at
I
shit.
hope, I hope we
Yeah.
talked over.
Dr. Henry Hahn out of Santa Barbara. And, you know, it's unfortunate.
Damn.
Just, I mean, he was an amazing doctor.
Oh fuck! Here we go, dude. Oh man, I'm too
Who
high.
murdered Henry Hahn and his family?
Stop!
Don't look this up. Hold on. It might make Sammy upset. And he zooms in.
Well,
Hey, God
you know,
damn it!
I mean,
You're so insensitive and horny.
it's you know, there's a character who obviously played a role that had a lot of greed and a lot of money and a lot of fast women and fast cars. And Dr. Henry Hahn was a holistic doctor who did a tremendous amount of work in the cannabis space. Was a very, very renowned, very popular doctor in Santa Barbara.
Oh,
And-
he was doing it out in Santa Barbara, his research.
Yeah, a lot of research.
Great place to grow weed.
Yeah.
Why?
And
Climate?
very interesting. A lot of his colleagues, they were all holistic doctors, including Dr. Sayegh, if you guys remember him.
CB.
They all, that 2 weeks, about 14 of them disappeared. And
Are
they
you
were
kidding me?
oh,
Yeah,
Google
there's
it.
a bunch of them that like just.
They all disappeared. I mean, miraculously got hit by a car, committed
What are you
suicide.
doing, bro? Why are you touching the baklava?
Just
Keep your
very,
panties on. They're close to you, okay?
but it's public records. I mean, the information is there. And
So his entire, not staff, but coworkers or whatever, all went missing.
him and his family, unfortunately, paid a very dear price. And a lot of doctors that were connected, they're no longer with us.
And when was this? Like, what's the time?
2014, that area, 15.
10 years ago?
Yeah.
Wow, pretty recent.
Let's
Yeah.
real quick, because you're very interesting. And the first episode we talked about your backstory, but you were born in New York, right?
I was born in Yonkers, New York.
Yonkers,
Fuck
New
yeah,
York.
fuck
And then
yeah.
how old were you when you moved to California?
Forget about it.
Wait, you went somewhere else first, right?
No, we came to California.
How old were you when you came?
I was very young. My understanding of the story is we lived on top of a Chinese restaurant, somehow burnt down. My dad took
yeah.
some time off
In New York?
in New York, yeah.
Yeah, that's
You
the
know,
only
lived
place
in
we
an
can live
apartment.
over, a Chinese restaurant, Joe.
LA, too. man.
Oh, yeah, my dad always told the story, an egg roll was like 15 cents. And, they weren't making a lot of money.
Yeah.
Money was scarce. And he always,
Yeah,
wanted to buy an egg roll.
good.
Yeah.
So they finally, he scrunched a few pennies, got an egg roll, and he split it in half with my mom.
Oh,
And it's the first time they had an egg roll. And he still remembers that egg roll.
Wow.
Yeah, they were sitting on a roof. Just
imagine
eating.
how their apartment smelled, bro.
Fantastic.
Hungry all the time.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Well, I
Dig a
mean,
hole through the floor.
the rent then was like $30 a month. I mean, he
Wow.
was holding down 3 jobs. He's raising
Fuck
2
yeah.
babies.
Who's the man?
And then on top of that, it's not just you and your wife. You got your aunts, uncles, parents, everybody living under one roof. And everybody is
Surviving.
trying to survive.
I'm Hispanic. I
Your
understand.
dad was first gen then, right? First generation here?
I think my grandpa was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So when you go back to New York, are you going back to visit family and stuff? Or?
It's funny. They're all snowbirds. They're all leaving in Florida the time I land.
Oh shit.
Yeah. But it's okay.
Yeah.
It's Joe's cousins too. But my mom somehow had a black and white, and she saw the Rose Parade out of Pasadena, California, City of Roses.
Hell yeah.
So my dad took a little time off. He had a 1965 Chevy Impala. And my grandpa says, yeah, come visit us. We're in Pasadena, City of Roses. My mom like, let's go. Threw me and my sister in the back seat. He just took a week off, 2 weeks off of work. Drove across country, never went back.
Damn.
Wow.
Never went, and
That's how
literally,
you moved back in the day.
Yeah.
It's a 5-day drive, bro.
yeah, they left.
Speed limit 50 miles.
What's the record right now?
Yeah,
Is it
5-day
like
drive.
36 hours?
I don't know. When we moved, I remember us. Fuck, dude, I was little when we moved to the East Coast, but I remember the drive back because the drive back, my dad took the whole fucking scenic route, and he made my brother salute at Buffalo Bill's grave. He's like, salute. My fucking brother's like fucking saluting and shit as we're driving through. He wanted to see Jacobs Field. We went through Colorado, but I remember it was just dude. It was the worst because I remember when we were coming through Texas, we're coming through Amarillo. Dude, we literally drove side by side by a fucking tornado. Like, it was like in the disc, but it was coming towards us, dude. And my mom was like, what the fuck is that, dude? Like, literally in Twister.
Yeah.
It's right off to the left, dude. And it's coming, and you hear like the sirens as you're driving through. He just fucking floored us.
So you guys in a car, SUV?
We're
What
in
you
a fucking van.
According
So you
to
guys had
Google,
space?
Yeah.
Let's say you and your sister and
It's
your
a-
brother are all tight in there.
Yeah, dude, we're fucking just...
Google says it's a 2,800-mile drive, 1 day, 17 hours.
Is the fucking fastest?
Like time.
Yeah, nonstop, 24-hour driving.
1 day, so 24 plus 17.
Yeah, and that's almost 3,000 miles.
41 hours.
That's trying to, I don't know, man. I don't even know if that's even possible.
I don't think so.
So is it like 3 days comfortable then? Like stopping?
Wait,
at
that doesn't
night?
make sense.
5 days was us stopping.
I mean,
Stopping and visiting and
If it's
eating places.
3,000 miles, let's say you could do 800 miles a day.
Yeah.
You sure you got the right spot? You put New York?
I put New York.
2,800 miles? Because it's 2,200 to South Dakota because I've driven there quite a lot.
First place we moved to was Bridgeport, Connecticut.
I mean,
And that was, I think,
I'm assuming that's New York City, right?
what is it?
Seattle, dog. I'm just kidding.
I mean, let's say from here, where we're at right this second, this spot, this location, it's 2,766 miles.
All right.
One of my boys, he's one of my youngsters.
Now you can walk there. It will take 41 days.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Turned off.
Yeah, one of my boys, he's a youngster. He met this girl.
Your fabulous fan won't stay running.
He what happened?
Stop playing with your nipples.
Yeah, you keep doing that. Is your estrogen levels up? What's going on, dude?
Probably.
Just adjust the fan. Sometimes it's and then do it
Or
again.
you just
So anyways-
your nipples?
He met this chick on a, I think it was, I don't know what they're, Tinder or whatever. But they end up fucking like dating now. They end up dating and they're together. And she was just out here visiting her brother in Palm Springs. So this fucking dude, he's a youngster. She's like, dude, I say we live together. She flew him back with her to fucking Hartford, Connecticut. Met the whole fucking family, and they fucking drove back. The kids never left the fucking California. So it was wild. He was showing me like they were in Maine, not Maine, but they were coming through like New Hampshire. They were coming
Enjoy
through all that-
himself?
Yeah, he said it was fucking cool. I was like, well, how was that? Being in the car with a bitch he barely met. And he was like, no, it was cool. But he was like just tripping out how he goes, I can't believe everyone from California always says the same shit when they land in the East Coast. It's like the trees, especially during like fall.
Yeah.
The orange and brown.
It's beautiful.
It's
gorgeous.
beautiful. Nothing like it. Nothing like
It's-
it.
You know, everybody thinks New York, that's all they see is the city. But that's just downtown.
Yeah.
Once you get out, dude, New York is a forest.
Yeah.
It is literally a high, dense forest with waterfalls,
Been to
rivers,
Buffalo, that
lakes.
place sucks. Buffalo fucking sucks.
Yeah, I lived in Toronto for a couple, 2-3 years, and they have over 500,000 lakes, and half of them don't even have a name.
It's fucking
I
wild.
mean, just imagine.
Yeah.
But
You gonna get yourself a slice of pie or what when you get out there?
oh yeah, absolutely,
Oh,
dude.
fuck,
I already
best
got, already,
pizza in the
already
world,
got my
baby.
food. I already got my eats on. So we're living definitely in interesting times. You know what I'm saying? This next 4 years is gonna be. It's gonna be exciting. It's gonna be nerve-wracking. And I pray that a lot of the issues that's happening in Palestine and in Israel, the Iranians and North Korea, all this stuff will settle down and cool off. We need to have a cooling off period, and we need to come up with compromise. The biggest issue with Russia is they want the Ukraine. They don't want Ukraine to be part of NATO.
That's it.
What's the big deal? Can you say what's the big deal? Why? Because NATO is a selling machine of military equipment. If you're not part of NATO, you cannot purchase any military equipment. So they're just a bunch of salesmen.
And the whole purpose of NATO was after World War II to stop the Soviet Union. It's not there no more. It's gone.
it's gone.
It's gone. So there should be no need for it.
power.
I mean,
Power.
Putin is a remnant of the KGB.
Yes.
But he's putting his foot down, saying, "Hey, you know, they don't need to be part of NATO because that means they have access to every single piece of arsenal."
At the U.S.'s.
And that's the whole thing. That's why a lot of countries are not allowed to be in NATO because they would do genocide.
Did you see when that idiot Grandpa Joe authorized the long-range missiles to be shooting to Russia, deep into Russia?
That was just
2-3
recent.
days
Recent.
to a couple days ago.
So Vladi goes and they revisit the nuclear doctrine,
Yeah.
and now Russia can use their nukes. And
That's correct.
it's all crazy right now as far as like what are the Poland, all that stuff.
Because they
border.
sent those long range, now they can.
Yeah,
use
because
it.
now they're like, all right, motherfucker, dude, he don't play, dude, he don't play. But anyways, they were showing. I saw it on the news on it was independent news, and they were showing they're already dropping leaflets over there, like to their people how to survive a nuclear blast, which you can't.
Okay.
You're fucked.
Now, you know what's going to happen. I'm going to tell you really quick.
What do you think?
If
Talk
he,
to me.
If he launches a nuclear missile, let's say pointed at the Ukraine, one, it will be shot out of the sky immediately. That fallout will destroy his country.
Mm-hmm.
It will destroy his people. And I'm talking for many, 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 many generations.
Yeah.
So that's the last thing they want to do because they'll shoot it out of the sky. They'll hit that nuclear warhead in 1 second and drop it back on.
And then the retaliation. That's the one you got to worry about.
That's the whole thing. And you got to understand, this is Europe. The winds will catch that nuclear fallout. It'll spread all through Italy, spread all through the European, spread all the way. It'll make itself to Iran, Kazakhstan, Middle East, everywhere. Because everybody borders it. It'll even make it to China.
Now,
I mean, think
they
about
won't
it.
notice. Have you seen that fucking cloud out there? It's disgusting.
The problem is you say they won't notice, but the fallout, I mean, would be catastrophic.
Of course.
We're talking our children's, the mutation
Oh yeah,
in our DNA
yeah.
will be unfathomable. It will just something we just can't even comprehend.
Do you think he will?
No.
No.
He's a dad.
Yeah.
He's not going to destroy his people. I mean, I know there was some testing done many years ago here in the United States. I think in Nevada somewhere,
Nevada islands,
and
South Pacific.
those areas are inhabitable. I mean, look at the Chernobyl meltdown. Look at the nuclear meltdown in Tokyo.
Yeah.
Everything that city is gone. It's inhabitable. I mean, they won't talk about it, but there's nothing happening. I mean, it's a lifetime mess. Nuclear energy should not be used for war.
Nope.
It should be used for allowing us to progress.
As a species.
Slowly get off of fossil fuels. It's a cleaner energy.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a least expensive energy, and especially with AI today, the amount of computing power and the energy that's gonna need, they're saying it could literally take half the United States real estate. That's the amount of power we need to really have AI go.
Elon Musk said what he said he could power the whole United States
One plant.
with solar.
One solar
plant. He said put it in the Northwest in that big old desert region. He said it would power the whole United States. That's what Elon Musk said.
That's powering the states. That's giving every household. But we're talking AI.
Which would never happen.
Which we're talking AI requires a tremendous amount of computing power. NVIDIA just created a new chip that's far beyond our comprehension. Literally. We're talking something that's it's going to get to a point there's no reason to have humans anymore.
Yeah, that's a problem.
That's
Did
a
you see
big
Kim
issue.
Kardashian's robot?
No.
She got a Tesla
Is it a
robot.
Kanye one?
You watched Kim Kardashian?
No, I just came across
Totally
on,
does.
on TikTok.
Yeah, he
You're
does,
keeping
yeah.
up with the Kardashians, guy.
Hey,
You're definitely a Shaw's of
what-
Sunset.
Scott
dude.
Disick wasn't in
Hold
it.
Hey, bro, I watch Shaw's of Sunset.
Yeah,
Hey,
they're
I
funny.
love it.
They're funny, bro.
They're selling Sunset on Netflix.
It's one of the guys at work. This is for you, Jake. He's like, "Hey, Joe's Italian, right?" And I'm like, "No, he's
I am actually.
Middle Eastern, but
Here's a drop.
a drop." But the guy really thought he was like a Guido, like Italian. I'm like, "Yes."
Well, you want to know realistically? I tell you what Joe is.
Handsome.
Handsome, average size cock.
So
Peas on his fucking front of his jeans.
if you want to,
And it's like, I've never had that problem.
if you want to talk about our DNA, our ancestral, majority of us, like Joe and I, would be European. We're very small percentage of Arab, but our people were born there, and we're probably originally Sephardic Jews because our last name is Jewish, and we come from the Levant
that?
region. Yeah. Oh, it's historical.
But he'd know it. This fucking chooch. See, like
Well-
this chooch didn't know it.
I mean, so our people were nomadic. Why do we have so much European blood in us? We're talking Italian, we're talking white, whatever the hell you want to call it, because of wars.
The Romans?
Wars, yeah. Romans, war babies. So what happens? They come in, they pillage, they rape your wives, the children, everything, and you keep the birth of those kids.
It's
So
like they say Genghis Khan's
Yeah.
bloodline is in everybody.
everybody, and,
He
and
raped and killed.
that's what they did: rape, pillage, and kill. And it went on for centuries. So our blood's cut up. I mean, that's just a
I
reality.
think
of it.
most people's are, but I guess
Did you guys ever hear that comedian Andrew Schultz? He says he was in Minnesota on tour, and he's still in Minnesota,
he's
right?
funny as hell.
And he said there's a guy in front of him wearing his Trump hat, right? So it was just after a Minnesota Vikings game, And the guy's ordering food or whatever, and Schultz is behind him, and he's chilling there. And here comes this lady. Her and her man just came from a Vikings game, and they're both dressed like Vikings. And she looks at the old boy wearing his MAGA hat, and she's like, "You're wearing the most disrespectful thing to a woman, this and that. You chauvinistic pig." And he looked at her and was like, "You're dressed like a fucking Viking. Do you know what they did to women and children?" And she like got all quiet, like, "Fuck you, motherfucker," and walked out. And he's like, "What the fuck?" Like, they literally raped and pillaged. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was pretty funny.
For, right?
I mean, listen, our life is a destiny. Everything we create, it's a manifestation of who we are, what we want. And it's our own creation. Our success is basically, it's a creation of ourselves. And it's just a fact. So rule number 1, love yourself. Love who you are.
First.
Always. I mean, whether you're small, large, short, different color, it doesn't matter. We're a creation of God. And God only creates perfection. Remember, we're equal. We're born the same way and we're going to die the same way. What we do in between is up to us. So people have certain satisfaction of creating harm to themselves by negativity. Right? Everybody is born successful. Champions are not born. Champions are made.
Yeah.
You make yourself. You create yourself. If you say to yourself, "Oh, I want to be the king of cannabis," so be it. Do it. See, we have doers and talkers. So many people out there have ideas. "Oh, I got an idea. Sammy, I got this idea." Great. Can you execute? Execution is everything.
Yeah.
Execution is everything. Ideals are a dime a dozen.
Yeah.
It's how we look at ourselves and it's how we create, right? Now, if you surround yourself by a bunch of fucking derelicts and a bunch of dildos, you're going to just be like them. I mean, it's just a reality of it.
You surround yourself with dildos.
That's you.
You know,
That's
but
your closet, homie.
I'm saying literally.
you gotta pick and choose your fight. You gotta pick and choose who you want to surround yourself to, whose phone calls you want to answer, because not every call comes in as a benefit. There's no benefit to it.
Yeah.
Even if it's your own sibling, right?
Yeah.
Your tone can go off of a drum beat, and somebody can set your tone for the day, and your drum beat is going to be set for that day, and all of a sudden, just that one call could ruin your entire day. But it's your mindset.
Yep. It's like when you stub your toe.
Absolutely.
And then you get fucking pissed off, so you start walking out, and then the loop gets caught on the door, and you're like, "What the fuck?" And it's just like continuous. That's you attracting that like over and over again because you keep fucking being
Law of
negative about it.
attraction.
Law
You gotta
of
stop.
attraction.
Your belt.
So you need to fucking sit there.
Stop.
I usually
Meditate.
stand on it.
Yeah. On what?
Change
My
your.
toe. Like if I stub it, I'm like, "Oh!" I'll get my other
So
heel.
you're not walking nowhere. You're just.
No, but Joe's saying stop.
Yeah.
Stop. You stop there no matter what, because your day will continue that way, and meditate. Reset your mindset. You understand? Sometimes you just
I needed to hear this. Keep talking.
no. Sometimes you just. It could be anything. Just your first cup of coffee could just doesn't go right. You drop the milk. You open up the refrigerator, the milk falls. Right? Or something like really. You know, and now you're half asleep. You got to clean the floor, right? You stub your toe. You got to go fill up water in the coffee machine. Like, what the heck? So you got to just drop everything right then and there.
Just
Step back. Because if you continue down that path, one, you'll cross something that's just going to not be pleasant. It could be just you driving, right? Road rage. Could be anything. And I tell people, just stop. Think about what you're going to say.
yeah.
Choose your words wisely for that moment. Because whatever comes out of your mouth, you can't take it back. Choose it wisely. I could be upset at you for something just ridiculous, right? But I could say something that could be a trigger to you. It could be a trigger of a past event, something from your childhood. All of a sudden, you're going to build a wall, and you're going to have major animosity against me.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, I just created an enemy.
You're right.
I took a foe, a friend, and created an enemy from a singular word. It's like cancer. It's a trigger.
It's like a chain reaction. It's like when you don't open the door for someone.
It's a chain
You know what I mean?
reaction. So sometimes
I
we
hate
just
that shit, and they don't thank you.
yeah, but
You ever seen that
Jesus,
before,
Joe, it's not that big
that
of a deal.
happens to me all the time.
Mr. Perfect over here?
No, that
It's
happens
just
a lot.
reaction. It's just reaction,
Huh?
like he's saying.
I'll hold the door open, but you know what? I thank myself.
What?
Center yourself. Instead of you going, fuck you didn't open the door for me. Take a minute, Joe, and
I didn't say that. I said when I open the door for someone, and
Yeah,
then they
and they
just
don't
walk
say-
by
and
and don't
they-
say
and
thank
it-
you.
you
But-
get sassy.
Huh?
You get sassy?
Not to them,
No,
but I mean, in my head, I'm like,
but
it's disrespectful.
remember, that's your mindset. So what?
Yeah, no, I got you.
Listen,
Yeah, I'm gonna have a
But-
baklava.
It just goes to show the state of mind that people are in, that they only really
You know-
consider and
you
think
know,
about themselves.
do you know how you kill them? With kindness. So when I open a door, I give them the biggest smile,
Why did
and
you
they have to
have a good
respond.
day?
Right? And if they don't happen to respond, I know I did the right thing.
Yeah.
You understand? I got a little bit of class. What's wrong with that? Why do I have to put myself, because somebody doesn't do something, somebody doesn't open a door, somebody's not courteous, somebody has no respect? Why do I need to do that? So I'm not gonna
looking at me.
change who I am. I'm not gonna change my ethics, my beliefs. I know what's right,
Yeah.
and I know what's wrong.
Yeah.
Two wrongs is never gonna make a right. So somebody
That's
didn't
what you
say
wanna
thank
say?
you.
He said the same
You
thing, and he told me, "You perfect." This is the same thing I'm telling you. Like, why are you letting other people affect you?
Never.
How come
See?
every time I make a comment though, it's wrong to you?
No, I'm making the same comment as him, and you're
No,
saying
but
I'm
you
perfect.
you always have to correct me.
I'm not correcting you.
Yeah,
I'm
you're always
telling
like, why do you act like that, Joe? But I never correct you when you get upset about something that happens with you. I support you, and I say, yeah, dude, that is fucked up. But with me, you always come back at me and you say, like shit like that. But like, well, who are you, Joe? Or like, you come at me versus like actually working with me and like working together with me.
So I'm
you know
coming
what I
at
mean?
you right now because I'm asking you
No,
why do you react that
anytime
way?
in this podcast or like even on the streets, it's more you attack and versus like help out and like be my friend with things.
Okay, I apologize if you feel that way.
I'm just it's common. You know what I mean? And
Thank you, Sammy. We're breaking barriers today because of you.
No, and I think, and I'm actually listening to this, and I kind of understand it. I see what's happening here. So, what's happening, and this is what I'm gathering right now. It's a little bit of tough love. Also, it's a little bit of mentorship. Just hear me out. It's a little bit of brotherly love, but also too, it could be very condescending, especially to a grown man. And somebody who's grown, who already established himself and knows his place, doesn't need another grown man to consistently correct him. One of the reasons is, and I think that has a lot to do with our past. We all have daddy issues, right? My dad was an ass. Love him to death, but always has to repeat himself, always has to correct me. Always, right? Always has to leave a little bomb. My dad leaves his little time bombs that it's like he sets it up for you to walk on it to explode.
Yep.
So what we do is, like, I cut my conversation with my dad short because if I'm on the phone with him more than 30 seconds, he's like, "Oh, what's going on?" I don't need that.
You gotta take it in shots.
I'm not taking it from nobody on the streets. I'm not going to take it from my wife.
That's right.
So, and I think that's where Joe's sitting. Is like, come on, right? and you as a human being, my attitude is I don't give a fuck. I don't care. You love me or you hate me. I don't really give a fuck. And the more haters there are out there towards me, it's actually pretty good. That means they're thinking about me.
I agree.
And I'm never going to think about them.
Facts.
So I get what Joe is, but also Joe, in the meantime, he's like a mentor. It's sometimes you do, and I love you.
give it to me.
You come off a little cocky once in a while. Okay, you do. And I let it go. Right? And sometimes you come off condescending. You do. And I notice too, sometimes you get short with somebody quick. Like, if you don't know what the fuck you're doing here, that's your attitude. But that is a leader. That is a true champion. Now, take that advice that I gave you and tune yourself up, because you can't take that to everybody. You understand? You can't, because people then disregard you, won't love you. It's a respect. I go to work. I'm the biggest ass, but I know my workers, my guys that are employed for me, work very hard.
Absolutely.
They do it from dedication. They do it from respect. They do it from love. So I don't want to take what I was bred in me, what I grew up, that attitude. Now, when I'm in business, I'm on a different line. I'm a motherfucker. But when it comes to my people who dedicate themselves to success, I can't talk to them like that. I don't talk down. I learn how to switch my hat and then become them. I don't want to sound overly educated or an idiot. I just come right to their level. And so in life, you gotta have an imaginary hat rack and learn how to change that hat. I mean, you can't be, hey, what's up, man? To an old lady who walks into your establishment. Yo, what up? What you need? I got you. She wouldn't even know what you're saying. You put that hat on. You say, oh, good afternoon, ma'am. How can I help you? What can I do for you? Anything I can assist you? Can I carry that to your car? You got to change that hat. You got to be a doctor. You got to be a nurse. You got to be a lover. You got to be a father. You got to be dad. You got to be an employee. You got to be a badass. I mean, you're on the phone with the Internal Revenue Service. Say, yo, motherfucker, what's this bill, bitch? Is that what you're going to say? No. You change your direction. Remember, it's a mindset.
No.
You guys got this podcast thing going on. There might be some differences, but I think it's a delivery. I believe it's the way you want to deliver a message. Your delivery needs some working on, because obviously it's offending him. Because he has
Therapy session.
It's not necessarily therapy.
Excited for you guys.
Okay.
Shut the fuck up.
Joe and
Just sit back
I,
and fucking enjoy
Joe
it.
and I,
We're gonna grow as a team.
we
You're
grew
next.
up
Shit.
with a head of household. What they mean by head of household, dad was a head of the goddamn household. Bottom line, what he said goes, and he'll fucking break your head. So they're on your ass. They ride you fucking 24 hours. They repeat something till it's embedded in you, but you just heard it, but he's going to embed it, and it's so we have post-traumatic stress over it. It's almost a panic. So I'm like, it rubs me wrong. When somebody repeats something, listen, I'm not an idiot. Tell it to me once. I'm good. I got this. Once you repeat, what the fuck? What is this shit? You know what I mean? So that's I understand it, and I'm sure you have that. You live through that some form of life, whether it's a parenting, a colleague, or could be your spouse.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you've lived like that. So I understand what Joe's coming from, and I get it, and I understand what's going on. So what do you have to say? What Joe's comments were? Seriously.
This is great.
Honestly.
About Joe's comments?
Yeah, I mean, he
No, it could
you
be
ruffled his feathers a
It
little
could
bit.
be more of like what you said. The delivery was, harsh.
Okay.
You know what I mean? My point was that I guess my delivery didn't say what you said, but what you were saying was the same thing I was trying to deliver. Like, why are you letting somebody else bother your day? You hold the door for somebody because you hold it for them.
You do it
Not
because
for the
it's
person.
who you are.
You do that, yeah. Like, you have your morals and values, and you hold the door for
Absolutely.
yourself. Like, you're not holding it for somebody else.
And
So,
I'll continue to hold the door because that's who I am.
like, you know how many times a day or throughout your life you're gonna be mad because somebody didn't thank you for holding the door?
You're right.
You know what? I don't need anybody to thank me for anything, Joe. Okay? I don't want it. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. It's just a fact. Sometimes my wife is always afraid what I'm going to say to somebody. But I tell people the truth. And the truth always hurts. So sometimes I have to deliver the blow a little bit softer and not be who I am. And I do that just out of respect for others in a room. But be who you are. You're a good guy. You're a real good man. Be who you are. Don't allow anything, your environment or people change who you are. Your mindset is terrific. I told you I was attracted to you because your mindset is very different. You understand? You're a go-getter. You accomplish. You just don't have dreams. You actually execute. And I think that's important. That's true leadership.
Thank you.
But as a leader, learn how to absorb, learn how to take some punches and correct it.
I feel like the older I get, to be completely fucking honest, I really don't. I don't let things bother me for too long. I follow the rule. If it doesn't affect you in 5 years from now, don't spend more than 5 minutes thinking about it. But little things like that, like not opening the door, it's as quick, just like fucking asshole. But that's it. It's not like I'm going around the rest of the day like pissed off. These are little quirks, if you will. You know what I mean? I'm sure you guys have something. Nothing at all bothers you at all throughout the day, like our little things that fucking
sure
spark you.
everything
Just
bothers us.
Little tiny things, you know what I mean?
But a grown man
Okay, I'm not
doesn't
saying
even think about that.
Yeah.
They automatically do it. It's called autopilot.
Gotcha. But as I get older, I'm also starting to realize that, like today, for example, what we were talking about on the way here, right? The shit that I'm having to deal with next door. And so there's people like that in the world. And more you start to notice how shitty people really are. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then so when you get more and more of that, and you have people on the road who fucking cut you off, or people not opening, or not saying things. It's just the simple things. It's like, where did the decency go? And that's the shit that irritates me. Okay, I don't spend more than fucking an hour thinking about it. That's not my kind of person because I'm so focused on business, family, my podcast with my friends. You know what I mean? Things like that. So I think I'm very more focused and more happy.
You kill your enemies with love.
I agree. I had to do that today to someone too.
That's it. I do it every day.
No, I got you. I understand.
And that's it. If you have a problem with a neighbor, you just kill him with love, man. You could fix it, overcome it. Because to have an enemy is too much work.
Hold on. I don't agree with that. I'm sorry. Just to a certain point. You can only give love so much before you're pushed and taken advantage of, and you need to do something.
I ain't a fucking doormat.
Yeah.
Listen,
I have rules.
I agree. We don't allow. Rule number one: we are not doormats to anybody. But you kill somebody with love. Right? Respect, generosity.
Right.
And a lot of people don't know how to give it back. Then they want more. Mm-hmm. Then you cut them out.
Right.
Then you do what you got to do.
Right.
Very quietly, like a ninja. Mm-hmm. And dismantle them.
Right.
That's what I do. I don't talk about it. I just take action.
Yeah.
I tell anybody, you cross me, it's my fault. You do it twice, I'll take care of it myself.
I agree. I'm the same way.
It's really simple.
Exact same way.
It's real simple. I have two things I don't tolerate. Thieves or liars. That's it. Don't ever fucking lie to me. Right. If I ask you a question, that means I already know the answer. I mean, it's just really simple. Why am I going to fucking say, hey, so Joe, tell me a little bit about that device there. Why would I ask you some random question unless I'm just want to have a conversation? No. I tell everybody, be careful. Listen, bro. You're going to get older. You're going to grow. You're going to have a lot of motherfuckers out there rub you wrong.
Yep.
And sometimes push you to a limit. You got to pick and choose your fight. Right? Guy has nuclear missiles. You're going to come with rocks, sticks and rocks. It's the wrong battle. You understand?
Yeah.
I've been in battle where I actually had to stop and really think it and take a different, sometimes just pick up and go. It's just so much easier. So, sometimes I know I can't win this battle. It's just not going to happen. It could be timing, could be financial, could be just a person. I mean, you're going to have a battle with your dad over something stupid? No, it's your father. Mm-mm. So what do? You bow down. Mm-hmm. All right, cool. Mm-hmm. You let it go. That's what I do. You understand? You have to.
Yeah.
If it was anybody else, you're gonna go to the mat.
Yeah.
Right? And then, believe it or not, over time, they come to realize that you were right the whole time. And they always come back. It's like, yeah, I screwed up. Might not happen today or tomorrow, but it does.
Yeah.
It does come back. Yeah. I don't know. Therapy session's over. I'm done. Too much.
I get that.
How do you feel, Jake, about that?
That's interesting. I think to his thing, I think it's a case by case because me and my dad, he was always in and out, gone. So I don't bend the knee to him. If anything, I wanted to put him in the ground. And so when I fought for all those years in the ring, I used to always say I pictured my dad because all I wanted to do was kill him. And for how he did my mom dirty and how he just did us dirty and just took off. And so the one time he saw me, he came to watch me fight. I was fighting down in Oscar de la Hoya's gym down in Whittier. And I fought this fucking Mexican kid, and I beat the living fuck out of him. And my dad didn't want to come inside because he said he didn't ever want to see me like that. Oh, wow. And I remember when I was so fucking mad that he didn't watch me because I just whooped De La Hoya's heavyweight. So I run out there. He's in his fucking car, and I deck the fucking window like just to hit it. And he's just looking at me, and I'm in my fucking gear still. And I'm like, motherfucker, you weren't there. He's like, what the fuck, dude? You know, like this was on TV and everything. But I think at some point, because I grew up fearing my dad. My dad looked like Bull from Over the Top, especially when he got out of Folsom. He was massive, he was jacked, goat, was gorgeous, fucking man's man. You know what I mean? So I always had to fear of him. Very abusive to me and my brother. He used to fuck my brother up all the time. Have you ever seen the movie Radio Flyer?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's me and
Like
my brother.
that, dude?
Yeah.
You're the little brother?
Yeah. No, I am the little brother. Always trying to protect him.
That's a wild movie. It makes you sad, dude.
So he would always. My mom would tell you flat out, and it's whenever my sister said. My sister told when we were at the fight, she's like, "This goes to show you like who Jake is. Like he don't give a fuck." Remember, she said, "I knew I was gonna get my ass whooped by my dad about that fucking that thing I drew for his friend."
Yeah.
So side story. One of my dad's friends came over, and I'm just hyped up on Rocky 4. You know what I mean? Like the Russians just killed Apollo,
How old are
bro.
you?
Fuck, dude, 8, 9. So one of my dad's boys who were locked up, he's Russian, comes and sits down. I'm looking at him, and I'm like, I'll be right back. So I go in my room and I draw fucking Rocky like knocking out Drago and shit, like the Russian flag burning, and I go back to Russia, you commie bastard, right? So I go in there and I just give it to him, and then I sit at the table and he like reads it. And then he closes it, and then he calls my dad, and my dad comes in, and my dad has his drinks, and then he just looks at it, and he's all, get up. And I just get up. And then we go in the room, and he fucks me up. She's telling Joe, Jake's got my dad's got Jake by the throat, and he's going boom, boom in his body. She's all, and it goes to show you, Jake's the same guy now, because he knew he was going to get fucked up, but he didn't give a fuck. You know what I mean? So that's how I still am like that to this day. Let's go, have knuckles anybody. But anyways, that's how me and my dad's relationship. So when it got to that point when he saw he couldn't hurt me no more, it just changed. Like he knew his role. He fell in place. You know what I mean? When he saw that his fist
Is your dad still around?
No, he passed away. So when we may do. He was a shitty dad to me, but he was a great papa to my kids. He adored my son Caleb. Adored him. That was his first blood.
He had a second chance to do it right.
So I sat back and I was like, okay, you fucked me up and you fucked up my brother, but you're good to our kids. I'm cool. And even then, we had our moments of bickering because we always bumped heads. The one thing he couldn't stand about me is, I would ask, like, okay, well, like I would call him out on his bullshit and he could not fucking stand it. Could not stand it. I call him out on his bullshit. Like, dude was gonna get married. I'm like, motherfucker, why are you getting married? Like, why are you getting married? We've broken into women's houses our whole life for you when you did come around. So what are we doing this for? Long story short, it was because he was getting sick. He was thinking ahead. And anyways, we made peace later on, and then we had our bumps in between, and then right before he passed away out of nowhere, we got into a bullshit argument over something. And I stopped talking to him for about a month, maybe 2 months. And he was reaching out, telling my grandson I love him. And I'm being a dick. And I'm like, yeah, sure. Sure, Pop. Sure, yeah. Sending me clips of his favorite movie, Flight of the Intruder. Fucking all day.
So he knew he was coming to an end.
No, he didn't.
He didn't know.
He didn't know. He was older. My dad wasn't older. My dad died at 54.
That's young.
55.
That's very young.
Was he a partier?
No.
What did he die of?
Diabetes. Diabetes and a heart attack.
Yeah, those two together.
The thing with my dad was big. They call him Big Frank. Everyone calls me Big Jake as well. I don't want to say it. Everyone just calls me. Everyone called my dad Big Frank. And when he got diabetes,
What do
he
you want
didn't
us
care.
to call you, Little Jake?
Right? True. So
We should
fucking.
have seen the picture we saw of him.
Oh, drug dealer Jake? Yeah.
Fat Joe Jake?
Fat Joe Jake. That's what JC called me. But anyways, so when he got sick, My dad, yeah, he took his medicine. He lost his left eye. Like, he still had it, but he lost vision in it. And then, yeah, he had quadruple bypass surgery. He made it through that. And then out of nowhere, we weren't talking for those 2 months. And then one day I'm at work. I get off of work, getting the grill fired up for my kids. And my sister calls me. She's like, they're rushing Pop to the hospital. So I got in my Mustang, fucking 150 up Bear Valley, every red light, taking him to Desert Valley. I pull in Desert Valley. I get out. He's dead. So I didn't get a chance to say goodbye to him, but nobody did, really. So I get there. My brother's losing his shit. I tell him to cool his jets because his fucking kids are watching. Get your fucking shit right. And then I go in the room, and at that point, I didn't cry. Didn't cry at all. I was more pissed off. I was more pissed off at myself because of regret. Because I was being stubborn of not... He was reaching out to me. You know what I mean? My dad was reaching out to me, but I was being a little dickhead. But at the same time, I felt I had to protect my kids because I didn't want them to see that version of their papa. Because my dad was an asshole. He was a fucking asshole. But he was my type of asshole. You know what I mean? Like, even when I spoke at his funeral, they wanted me to speak at his funeral. I went up there on stage, and everyone saw it, crying and everything. And I told the true story. I said, there's 3 stages to my dad. You guys are sitting here thinking he was a goody two-shoes. He was a Christian boy. He's not. My dad was a rolling fucking stone. My dad did prison time for armed robbery, for bank robbery. I mean, my dad was wild. And he was a bouncer at all the nightclubs in L.A. That's how I met my mom. He used to bounce at all the nightclubs in L.A. He wasn't good enough to fucking go to college at USC. That's where he wanted to go play football. So that's what he did. Met my mom and all that stuff. Long story short, got caught up in crime. And then he got out of prison. Whatever. So I'm breaking it down for them. And I'm talking about, when he passed away, I was pissed. Because I didn't get a chance to say goodbye to him. Not I didn't get a chance to say I'm sorry.
What year was your dad born?
My dad, I don't know. Let me get the flyer. He was. I gotta find the flyer.
How many years ago did he die?
2018. Yeah, but I went to the. I sat in there with him. I apologized to him. I mean, I was there with his corpse for about an hour, just me and him, just talking to him. And but I live with that life of regret because of that. So he was
74.
1967.
Oh, 67.
Wait, is it 67? 1957. Excuse. Is that I can't tell.
57 or can be?
What is that? 67. What is it?
67.
That looks like a 5 to me.
It's a 57.
57, right?
So he was later.
So your dad was 57, so he was in his 60s, late 60s.
Late 60s.
Let me see.
Yeah, 57. My dad's 59. I mean, he was born in
He was in
59.
the 60s. That's right.
Yeah, he had to have been 62.
Yeah, he was 60. Yeah, because that's right. My mom's 3 years older than him.
1957.
61.
He just turned 61. Yeah. 57. See, he was in his 50s. He was in his 50s. I was right.
No, it says
No,
he was
no.
born in 57.
57.
No, he was
Is that a
born-
6 or that's
Yeah,
a
he was born
57?
in 57.
Born in
Yeah, I'm like over like, wait, my
1957.
mom was fucking, no, yeah, he's 67. It's 57.
No. He didn't know. So he was 67.
67, yeah. So he got to that point in his last couple years, whatever, and he passed away. And then, like I said, we ended up, yeah. Shitty moment.
And I'm glad you shared that story. That's regret.
100%.
We don't want to have regret. We don't want to carry regret. We don't want to have regret on anything, whether it's work or home, our parents, any kind of friendship, because it will manifest itself and we carry it.
Is it possible to have not have regret? You think about it. I mean, it's a hard task.
I mean, listen.
That's
Okay,
what I'm saying.
I
It's hard.
regret not buying AOL 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Sure, but that's
something
could have
you
been
don't-
life changing. Sure, I'm having regret. I didn't buy Dogecoin when it was 20 cents 2 days ago,
Yeah.
right? And it doubled.
Yeah, but these are like financial decisions. I'm talking about just life decisions.
Life
that
in
you
general,
made
life in
and
general.
you can't take back. You're gonna have.
I know, but you don't want to have that. I mean, it's inevitable.
Okay.
It's inevitable, but don't set yourself up for failure. Sometimes, even when somebody hurts you mentally, physically, emotionally, you don't want to carry that journey on. Sometimes it's just best to forgive.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
I want to hear your opinion on this. So, I really do.
Okay.
I really do.
I'm excited to hear this.
Me and my son, we don't talk.
Okay.
And I was in a shitty marriage for years. since I was 21, I think. I'm 39 now. And I knocked up a girlfriend of mine, and my dad said, you got to marry her, right? This is in between the time gaps where I'm talking to my dad. You got to marry her. It's like, okay, I'll go marry her. Go to Vegas, got married, right? Shit fucked from the start. But sometimes you just fucking do what you got to do for your children. So I did it for a good 10 years. And I said, I can't do this no more. It's affecting my kids. I got to go. So I left 10 years ago, right? My little girl asked me to get back with her mom after almost a year being separated. Get back with her. Saw a little bit of change, whatever. Then right back down again, right? So I just put on my mouthpiece. I tough it out for my babies. I did it for another 10 years. So last year, I left, right? I left properly. I sat down with each of them. I told them why me and their mom couldn't be together. It was affecting them because it was. I gave them the house. I gave them everything in it because I wanted my children to have some type of normacy. And because I know what it's like to just wake up and the bank account's negative. I know what that's like. I seen my mom struggle, going to buy a school clothes. I seen that position my father put us in. So I never would do that to my children. So try to make peace. Did it the right way. But when you're dealing with a certain type of individual who's very narcissistic, very manipulative, I was always a hands-on dad, especially with my babies. The minute my kids were born, I walked away from the fucking ring, because I wanted to be a dad. Like right now, yeah, I do all this podcasting bullshit and I do my fucking job. I've been doing it 20 years, but I was always a dad first. Always. I never missed a goddamn thing. Whether it was football, theater, fucking you name it, I was there. Because I know what it's like to be in the middle of something you're doing that's special to you and looking and not seeing the person you want there. You know what I mean? So I go and I do everything the right way. God damn, I did everything the right way. Right? Even still being involved. But at the same time, still dealing with conflict from the spouse, ex-spouse. And still seeing the manipulative games that the children are being used as weapons. Because you could take my money away. I grew up poor, no big deal. You could fucking take this shit away, my clothes. You could take my jewelry away. That's all materialistic bullshit. But when it comes down to, there's only two things that fucking hurt me. And that's my daughter and my son. Right? So the individual knew this. So instead of trying a different tactic, she went for my heart. Right? She got my money. She tried going after the money, but now she did that. So my daughter stopped talking to me, which was devastating to me. There's a podcast. It was on with Jorge asked us when Jorge was on shrooms. And you can go back. And Jorge's all fucked up, and he's asking us questions, and he goes, Jake, what's your biggest fear? And I said, not having my children in my life. I said it on there.
How old are your babies?
18 and 14. So first,
Your son is the oldest?
my son's the youngest. He's 14.
He's the baby.
So I had to deal with the change of that. And, I'm going to say this out loud for the first time because nobody fucking knows this, but I went to therapy. I did therapy because I wanted to see what I was doing wrong. You know what I mean? Because I know I had a lot of trauma from my fucked up father, but my fucked up relationship with my dad. But anyways, I always made sure to be there for my children. So the one thing I always said, the greatest thing my dad taught me was not to do. You know what I mean? He taught me what not to do. So next thing you know, my daughter stops texting me. Everyone's like, give her time. I give time. Now I start noticing the disrespect. I could see the manipulation. So at that point, it is what it is. I get blocked, whatever. And so when you sit here and you say, you smile, you do that, I was doing that. I was listening. But it was always met with negativity and disrespect. And then my son, my baby boy, who I adored, these guys know him. I used to take him to the gym with me in the morning. Like, he's my right-hand man. So as time went on, I started noticing he started changing. And over some bullshit thing, man, he stopped talking to me. And that was like the worst day of my life. It was right after the 4th of July, because the last time we hung out was going to your thing. And it was devastating to me. So that I couldn't believe it. Like, because one thing I just was telling a good friend of mine was like, the reason why through all this bullshit I said, through all this shit talking that my ex-wife has done about me, whether it's playing the victim, whether it's doing this, doing that, her being unable to be accountable, because it takes two to fuck up a marriage. You know what I mean? It takes two. It's not just one. It takes two. And he was starting to see that. He was seeing the holes in his mom. You know what I mean? But during the whole time, I said, you be respectful to your mom. No matter what, you be respectful. Don't disrespect her. And she was pissed off. He was pissed off a lot of her decisions. But in the end, I go, that's your mom. You show respect. I don't tolerate that bullshit. We already have one kid disrespecting a parent. I don't need two. So he fell in line, whatever. But at some point, the manipulation just took over. And now it's met with disrespect. So what I'm trying to ask you is every time I have reached out, I've been met with disrespect. And I'm the type of dude, ain't no man gonna talk to me like that. Because I'll turn your fucking mouth into mush. That's where I'm at. And so when I met with that disrespect from him, and yeah, I'll take it. I'll reassess it. I'll calm down, give it some time, and then I'll reach out, and it'll be disrespect again. So my point to you is, I'm in the mindset now where I'm starting to apply that mentality of I don't give a fuck to that. Because I'm not a doormat. You ain't gonna disrespect me face to face. You can be a little keyboard warrior all you want. But if you're face to face with me, it's a whole different ballgame. So I would like to know your opinion on that. Like, what do you think?
Let me respond to this. I can truly say I know what you're going through.
Yeah.
I can say it verbatim. Okay?
Yeah.
You're dealing with 2, I'm dealing with 5. Okay? Very similar scenario. It comes to a point. You did everything opposite of your father, of your parent. You knew what was good parenting and what's bad parenting.
Yeah.
You applied yourself. There's an X factor. It's called your ex-wife.
Yeah.
She's poisoned their minds, their soul, mentally, physically, and spiritually. You're the boogeyman.
Yeah.
Bottom line.
Yeah.
You now need to do, and you've reached out, you've done everything, you smiled, but you're not a doormat. You gotta fuck it. It's over. You're done. You're at this point, you're dead to me. Now, I will not put a lock on this gate. You can always walk in, and you'll always be welcomed. Right? But you humble yourself, you change your mindset, and you come as my son or my daughter.
Come corrected.
That's correct. You can't fight this battle. That's good and evil. That's a demon. So when a woman can weaponize the children against their own father, all she's doing is destroying these children. Yeah. She's destroying their ethics. She's destroying every single possible grain in them. And these kids are going to grow up with a lot of daddy issues, a lot of problems.
Yeah.
You can't do anything about it because you don't have full custody. And the worst thing, the only thing you can't ever do is talk bad about her. It's easy to talk bad about her, but it does nothing for you.
100%.
You need to stop, set yourself back, and cease communication. Don't make any attempts. When they grow up and the balls come out, they're going to look for you. Mm-hmm. Now, there's many ways they'll come look for you. Financial.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, remember me? Financial.
Yeah.
Problems. Something happened. They need some advice. These things will come about. And now you're going to have to pick and choose at that time when it does and make a good, sound decision. Sometimes it's best to cut them out of your life completely. Sure, you love them. They're an extension of you. Mm-hmm. But why would you make things worse upon yourself?
Exactly. That's where I'm at now.
So parenting, step back, never lock the door, but you need to put an end to it.
Yeah.
You just have to, just for yourself.
Yeah.
Because you're going to beat yourself up and then you're going to have a lot of regrets, right? As much as you want to be in their life, all you're doing is you're pushing them further.
Yeah.
So it's best to stop. You understand?
Yeah, I do.
And that's, I'm dealing the same thing you're dealing. I got dealt the same cards
Yeah.
today. So I have zero communication with them.
Yeah.
I cut them out. And slowly they reach out. Hey, when phone rings, it's them, and they have a different attitude. Yeah, do you know how to solve this problem? Sure, just do this, do that. Oh, wow, thanks. That's it. I don't want to have a conversation.
Yeah.
Then they call back again. Hey, is this a right thing or the wrong thing? Slowly, they will come because they're going to need their dad. They're going to need his wisdom, his guidance, his tenacity, right?
Yeah.
If you try to force yourself down their throat, all you're going to do is push them away even further because you don't have a cheerleader,
Yeah.
right? She's just mumbling in her, oh, that so-and-so, that all they hear is nothing but negative.
Yeah.
You can't fix that.
Yeah.
Now, is there a grandparent still involved with the children?
No, believe it or not, she doesn't. She doesn't. They don't talk to my mom.
No relative?
They don't talk to nobody on my side. Nobody.
So,
It's terrible. My mom's their only living grandma.
okay,
Their nana. You know what I mean?
and it's sad.
It
And
is.
I'm sure it hurts her.
Because I see it doing
hurts
to her.
It hurts her.
Oh, this is like the other day. She's
How long
sitting
has this
there-
been going on?
Over a year now. Over a
Okay.
year. So she's over here. The one thing my mom, shout out Mama V, what she likes to do is she gets all the girls, all the granddaughters. You're coming to Nana's house and you're making tamales.
Yeah.
You're gonna make tamales with the masa. You're doing all
You're
that.
gonna- you
She's
can do it
putting
the
you to
right
work.
way. Yeah.
She's putting you to work. It's
Beautiful.
what nanas do.
It's memories.
So she was over there. It's one of the many times I go drop her off some weed, and she has my breakfast ready. I got your breakfast. And I'm like, fuck yeah, it's time to smoke and eat. So we're sitting there, we're chatting up, and then she's getting ready. She's getting through all her containers of all her fucking baking supplies and all this shit. And I noticed, man, like she's talking, and then she's like, oh, I'm gonna have, Zariah. That's my brother's the kid. Zariah and this and that. And then she goes, and see, that's my daughter, Sienna. And she kind of like stopped, and she kind of had a moment. You know what I mean? And that pissed me off, seeing that done to her. You know? It pissed me off.
Okay. You have no control over it.
For sure. For sure. And I've come to that.
And do you have to communicate with your ex?
No, I have her blocked.
That's it.
That's it.
It's done.
Yeah. Yeah.
Listen, once you start cutting, you got to go all the way through and cut through the bone.
Oh, yeah.
That's it. You can't stop halfway and
Yeah.
change your mind.
100%.
As much as you love your children dearly, you're going to have to set them free.
Yeah.
And if they come back, they're meant to be yours.
Yeah.
That's it. And you need to change your mindset.
Yeah. I agree.
You can't carry it on. Oh, it's his birthday. Let me send him a birthday card. No.
No. No.
Oh, it's Christmas. No.
No. I'm already there, baby.
No.
I'm already there.
No.
I'm already there.
Learn to say, fuck it. I don't care.
Yeah. That's where I'm at.
Save yourself.
Yeah.
God said, take the sand out of your eyes first before you take the sand out of a blind man's eye.
Yeah.
A blind man never was able to see anyways,
Yeah.
right? Blind can't lead the blind.
Yeah.
Take care of you first. Love you.
Yeah.
Right?
And I do. And I do. Trust me. I
In
do.
your heart, you know you were the best dad.
Yeah, I do.
You knew you did everything.
Yeah.
And you were there 100%.
Yep. Without question.
And this bad woman, this
You're
horrible
almost there.
human, I didn't want to go.
No, it's okay. We'll say pirate hooker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Took that away from you.
Whore Island.
Okay.
What's a pirate hooker called?
Just a bad person. But do yourself a favor. Forgive her
I did.
because she does not know what she's doing. All she's doing is hurting these kids' futures
Yeah.
forever.
Yeah.
They will have post-traumatic stress. They will have breakdowns. Things, oh, I want my dad, but they will never say it to you in front of you. One day will come and they'll have an epiphany.
Yeah.
They might walk into church and something just a trigger. So, my friend, be very patient. Always keep your doors open, but do not give it any energy.
I agree.
Cut it out.
I agree.
Erase.
Agree.
Like they didn't even exist. And then one day you're going to wake up, wow, I got kids. How old are you? 25 and I got grandkids? Well, God bless you.
Yeah.
That's how you're gonna have to live your life.
Yeah. I was telling Joe, we were, where were we going? We were driving to Travis's. I don't know. We were in a deep conversation, and I told Joe for 38 fucking years, I was a father first, right? So not the just get out 38. Get the fuck out of here, dude.
I was like, wait.
Yeah, it made sense. Sorry, a little high, but when I had my first child at 20 years old. So, my daughter Sienna. So from I was 20s all the way to I was 38, I've always been a dad. Waking up, taking my babies to school. There's one thing I appreciate and I love is taking my kids to school. I love getting them fucking waking up, making them breakfast.
That's my morning joy. I
That's-
love taking them to
there's
school.
nothing
I
better.
love making breakfast for them.
picking them up. I love cooking for my
I enjoy.
kids. That's like one of my favorite things.
It's
but
my favorite part of the day.
so when that was taken from me, right? So I'm with Joe and I'm like, I'm over here and I was like for the first couple months I was lost. Because
No.
my routine was
You know,
wake up, kids, blah
I get
blah
it.
blah.
But
and then-
just imagine your rights were taken away and you're locked up
yeah,
and you're doing the time.
yeah,
Eventually, your sentence will be over.
Yeah.
And the gates will open.
yeah,
Very simple. So, don't have regrets. Sure, those are loving memories. Enjoy them. Keep them.
Yeah.
Maybe one day you'll be able to do it for your grandchildren, right? You just pray. I mean, obviously, you believe in God, our Lord, our Savior.
Wow.
Well, you can't.
Oh well.
How
I
did-
believe in God. I just don't believe in other stuff.
Nobody said organized religion.
Okay,
We didn't say that.
We're on the same page. Okay.
Whoa.
I just want to clarify it.
I stay away from organized
That's a good
religion.
way of
That's a
putting
good
it.
term.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah,
Good
organized
term.
religion. That's
don't.
the same.
I like
It's
that.
a government.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
created.
It's a
That's it.
man-made.
fucking empire.
So I believe there's only one God, and that is it. God is the universe, the Alpha, the Omega, our Creator. Bottom line, that's who I pay homage to.
Yeah.
That's my belief. But for me to walk into a church or a synagogue or a temple or whatever, I'll do it out of respect,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But all of that is in me.
Yeah.
It's here in my heart. I am the church. I am the synagogue. I am this temple. I am everything.
Yeah.
I am who I am.
Yeah.
I am as God said. Very simple. So I don't buy into all this. Oh, you have to. I don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
Be a believer of our Creator, and there's only one.
Yes.
Do on to those as you would be done to you.
Simple rules.
Really simple.
Simple rules.
You know, I mean, the rules are can be broken, but also you can be forgiven.
Yeah.
Just ask.
Yeah.
That's it. And you know what praying is? Is meditating.
Oh, for sure. I agree. 100%.
That's it.
100%.
So I meditate in the car while I'm driving. Right? And
You want to know a trick when you're in the car driving?
Listen, Nipsey.
And like,
Hussle.
let's say you're upset or something, just make yourself smile for a second, and if you like smile, then what happens is
endorphins, it changes your mindset.
and it'll
Absolutely.
automatically
Everything
change your shit, dude.
Absolutely.
It's
Really?
crazy. Yeah, it's
Hey,
crazy because it's
absolutely.
muscle
Amen,
memory
bro.
from your smiling.
That
Yep.
is true.
Really?
100%, dude. Listen, we create it. Remember, we are the creation of everything.
Yes.
So, and we create what we call false narratives. And we fall into that every time. We only hurt ourselves.
Yeah.
I wish I can always practice what I preach. Sometimes I have to remind myself consistently. Sometimes I got to stop and look at my life. Okay? Went through the divorce, went through this, went through that. You know, lost companies, grew companies, shut. I mean, I went through so much, but I got to step back and thank God for what I have.
Yeah.
You know, I woke up this morning. I'm healthy. I'm standing. I'm breathing. How many people didn't wake up this morning?
Yeah. Seriously.
It's true.
So we're completely blessed.
Yes.
So we lost money. So we dented the car. So yeah, we're gonna rant and rave and cry about it and moan. Okay, for 5 seconds, but we always fixed it. We always figured out a solution.
Yeah.
We always do. So why did I have to put so much negative on me? And then my tongue is the worst weapon, and I weaponized myself, and I hurt everybody around me over something that I could fix it in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
So we're human, so we have to really try to be righteous, do the right thing. And there's people that deserve your attention.
Yeah.
And there's people in this world, don't even give them a moment.
Yeah.
Because not that they're not deserving, but they can hurt you. You know what I mean?
I do.
I mean, they'll sit and break bread with you and eat your food and drink your booze and say, yeah, I love you, bro. Next minute, they talk behind your back. That fucking piece of shit, that motherfucker. He only fucking put lobster out. Where was the fucking caviar and the shrimp? That's how people think.
Damn, I wish motherfucker put lobster out.
But that people are petty like that.
Is that what you said about me, you motherfucker? Is that what you said about me?
But
you were like, your queso dip was
But
whack.
people are petty.
It did hurt my stomach. There was so much
You
cheese.
and me both, sister.
It was so good,
You
though.
and me both. I was stomping my feet.
Jorge was crying
On the
the next day, too.
Listen, man, life is too short.
Amen.
The next 4 years is going to be very interesting. And we have to be movers and shakers. This is a good time to make money. This is a great time, and new opportunities will come. We just have to take full action. And you got to just jump in all in, man,
Fuck yeah.
and take it and run that fucking ball. Cannot be afraid. Fear is our number one enemy.
The greatest risk in life is not taking one at all.
There he is. Joe's back, everybody.
Yeah, that is the greatest risk, is not
Greatest
taking
risk,
any.
yeah, dude, just fucking do it, man. Just
You
do
have
it.
to just do it. Do it. Good, take the good, the bad, the ugly.
Yeah.
Right? And if you have enough confidence in yourself and you love yourself, there's no failure.
Facts.
Because you're going to fucking get it done by hook or crook. Whether it's 100 hours a day, every living second, you'll put your energy in it. You will create it. Whatever it is you want to do. You want to open up a donut shop. You want to do this. You want to be the next Elon Musk. It doesn't matter what it is.
Do it.
This is the time. We have an open window. And I think the way things are going, and if things go right, it's a great opportunity. Now, whether the good opportunities are great in the state of California, I don't know. Maybe Florida, maybe Texas, maybe Midwest. Maybe create something for the world to see. You know what I mean? So there's so many different opportunities. You just have to hone them down and execute no matter what it is. You want to be a pickle pickler? Execute it.
Pickle pickler?
Yeah.
Fucking fuck it, all right?
Fucking fuck it.
Anything. You want to create
It's like
pickles?
halfway or quarter.
Do it.
So
Doesn't matter what it is.
real quick, we talked about in the last great Lost episode, you and Paul Walker.
Oh, yeah.
You and Paul
You
Walker.
used to be in the car biz.
So after we talked that
Polly
talk,
Paul.
I went back and watched Running Scared.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Fuck. I watched, of course I watched Fast and Furious. I still think Fast and Furious is probably his best movie.
Paul Walker's?
The first one.
Yeah.
Into the Blue's good.
Into the Blue was
Into the
good.
Yeah.
No,
The
actually.
younger Paul Walker's dope. Like he was
Yeah,
cool as
he did a
got
lot
older.
of- he
Yeah.
did a-
Is he from he's from California?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He's from Santa Clarita.
Yeah.
Paul did a lot of B films. A lot of high school films, a lot of stuff. When he was a kid, he was younger. Paul was an amazing human being.
Fucking
And it's just the reality, and that's being with him one on one, like being anywhere and everywhere, and you're with Paul. He's just such a normal human being, even at his greatest point, his highest fame.
What was that?
Excuse me.
During the Fast and Furious? Is that what
Oh
you said?
yeah, that's it. He was always Paul. He never changed. Was always very considerate, very loving, very honest, very humble. Didn't need to show off. Didn't even have an ego. He was so cool.
Yeah.
I mean, he was just like he was so down there. He would
Always
sit on the
advanced.
floor and play
Always
with your.
advanced.
But he'll play with your
Always
kid. He
advanced.
didn't care.
Yeah.
Paul give him a pair of Vans, a pair of Levi's, and a white T-shirt. That's all he needed. He didn't need anything more.
Yeah.
His mom Cheryl she loved him. He loved his mom. Like like she babied him. You know, I mean, he does have other siblings, Cody, but you know, Paul was Paul. I mean, if anybody really got to know Paul, I got to know him. I had the greatest opportunity to know him, work with him, be on set with him, do so much. I mean, we fished, surfed, raced. I mean,
Oh yeah, you said he loved to fish, right?
oh my God,
Like
He
his
loves the
favorite.
ocean.
beast.
Loves the ocean, man.
Loved it.
Told you I saw him on an episode of Shark Week.
Yeah, he was in that shark. He would go out,
Oh,
dude.
my
he
God.
would
Catch
tagging a
him,
shark. He was
yeah,
tagging a
catch him,
shark.
shag it. I was like, go in the
Remember,
water.
remember he got in with it?
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
there's freaking sharks on the
He
boat.
would host
Gets
and
in and he
I
tags it.
believe he would host and narrate it all, like too.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? It
Was he a smoker or no? Like a weed smoker? Did he smoke pot or no?
You know, it's funny. I never saw him drink or smoke.
Wow.
Never. Not around me or the children. Never.
Wow.
Wasn't his style. Wasn't his MO.
Did he have kids?
No,
daughter-
no,
yeah,
no. He would be with my kids. He was always around my kids.
He had a daughter. Didn't he have a daughter?
He had a daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One daughter.
Yep.
Yeah, I think Vin Diesel's like always like
Godfather.
Yeah, it's his Godfather. Yeah.
And but you'd never see him really get out of line or do something. I remember we go to these clubs and all these women.
Hey, is Vin Diesel really gay?
No.
I've heard that.
If he is, I don't care. I love him.
I mean, gay also in a dictionary means happy.
Yeah.
So I
I'd
mean,
be happy too.
He's
if I
happy
was-
with his millions.
billions, bro. He doesn't he
Billions.
own the Fast and Furious?
Franchise?
franchise?
Yeah, he owns it, right?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Universal's making a hell of a ride coming out. The roller coaster. Can't wait.
Yeah. Paul was a very
After Triple X.
Who is?
Did you like Universal?
What's after that? After Fast and Furious, or what is it?
It's Fast and Furious. Well, they have the you ever been to Universal? You been to Universal?
Yeah, it's been a while.
So you know the one that you go on right there? Well, it takes you in the room where
The
Vin Diesel's
ride.
like, our family, we got you. I'm like, I'm all on edibles. Fuck yeah. You know what I mean? And it's just like
Coronas.
everyone dancing and shit, but they're making a roller coaster that wraps around the park for Fast and Furious. So, I don't know,
yeah.
I'm
They
pretty
have
excited.
they have the West Coast
X.
Customs at Universal. You know, they have the West Coast Custom ride and
Yeah.
the little kind of walk-in gallery museum type.
I took a picture right by his, because it was like, when I went to Universal, when did I go to Universal? It was in June, I think.
God, I haven't been there in
Couple
so
months
long.
ago.
Well, anyways, they had his car, the one he raced out at in front of Dodger Stadium. What was that? The green
Oh
one.
yeah, the Eclipse.
The Eclipse. They
Yeah.
had that one. They had Vin's fucking thing on display right there. His.
But how many cars do you think?
Charger?
Oh, for sure. I'm
Many.
sure it's probably like 1 of 50. You know what I mean?
Many cars. A lot of them
Yeah.
got totaled. A lot of them got destroyed.
There's still a couple on the like.
Where do you get those
replicas.
cars from? Where do they get the cars from?
Anywhere.
Is
eBay.
it just the outside that look good?
Yeah.
Yeah, and the inside's trash.
Well, no,
whatever.
there's some that are really tricked out all the way through, but when you're doing a scene, you just have a car on the outside and it just gets destroyed. You know what I
It's
mean?
mostly
Remember the
outside
Civics,
stuff.
the black Civics?
Yeah.
Fuck, those were bad.
Bro, I remember everyone wanted a Civic
mean,
after the green lights.
None of these. I mean,
Those are the ones they went
it's
to work
movie
in.
magic.
Yeah.
Any of these cars did those kind of jumps would be destroyed.
Yeah.
They're not designed for it.
Right.
You know, but a lot of these suspensions were modified. They did have roll cages in them. I mean, there was no windows or glass just in case, and they did have stunt drivers. I mean, that's just the reality of it.
Yeah.
And a lot of time, there was the great Sam Malouf. Does anybody remember Sam Malouf?
Is that related to the Maloof brothers?
The heirs to the hotels, right?
Possible.
Yeah, right. That's what I was thinking.
Sam Malouf is a amazing stuntman driver. And he's done. Look up stunt driver. That's it. He has a facility. He's an engine builder.
There he is.
In I believe in Monrovia or DeWarty, California. Sam is look at all his IMDb. Yeah. So he
Eagle Eye's
was
a good movie.
an amazing driver, still is today. Incredible, very active in the scene. He's an incredible motor builder. This guy can build anything. He's built some of the greatest cars for some of the greatest people in the
So
world.
he builds cars and he does stunts?
Oh yeah, he's a stunt
guy's
driver.
fucking
oh,
amazing.
he's a
Look
beast.
at this. He was in Mission Impossible. Can't wait to see the new one, by the way.
Listen, you got it. Burn Notice, Three Kings, Hitcher. I mean, the
Hitcher,
guy has been in the industry for many years, and Sam is a really sweetheart, good friend. I know the Malouf family very well. It's funny. I sold him a Mustang.
Did they own the Palms? No.
No,
The King?
That's what
The
we're
King?
asking.
No, they.
That was the Palms.
Yeah,
but they
there's-
sold it.
Yeah, it's Maloof Racing Engines. This guy's a beast. Anybody wants anything done, Sam is the man. He can turn anything. He could turn shit to gold.
It's got Netflix.
Oh man, dude,
Oh,
Sam.
it's on Netflix then.
Yeah,
he's
Oh, the
legit.
trailer.
Sam is beyond legit.
How would you like to be remembered at the end of your career?
You know something that I don't? Now, there's a few things in my life.
He's an Arab.
Is he?
Yeah,
Oh shit! I like him aloof.
was born here. Yeah.
He's got
Look at that shit.
what's that dude from Gas Monkey?
Richard Rawlings.
Richard Rawlings. Yeah, I love that show. I
Like
always
it?
watched it. Yeah, you didn't watch it at all?
I used to a lot.
When it
He's
first
been in the
started?
same shop for 30, 40 years.
Fuck, I would love to do that once.
Do it in Vegas. You can kind of do it in Vegas.
Yeah, I've done that one.
Did you? Did they have the
Well,
driver?
I done the raceway one.
Yeah. And they have a driver with you.
Oh, dude, it was great.
Did you get to push it how you wanted to, or did
No,
they?
but like certain cars, your boy
Let me
could
tell you
not
something.
get in because he didn't fit. It was a replay of your Tesla. I was
Maloof,
like, nope.
Sam
Negator.
Maloof
What
is
car do you
probably
drive?
the greatest engine builder
I attempted
ever.
to get in a Lamborghini. That wasn't just no.
Oh,
no,
man.
no.
Wasn't fitting?
Uncle Jake's not working in a Lambo. It was a Lambo.
no,
A Dodge
no-
Viper.
no snake?
Negative, Goose.
No snake in the Rambo.
Dude, I went to get a Dodge Viper. I'm like, can't do it. I felt like I was at Universal when I was like 15, like fucking fat ass. Can't get on none of the rides. You know what I mean? But
Fat
only certain
Joe-
one. I
Fat
get into
Joe
challenge. I
Jake.
got a Hellcat. I got a Demon. I got a Demon. I got a badass fucking. It was a 68 Shelby. I got in that. I actually fit in that, but you know, it was. I was like, I'm good. You know, like if my fat ass was gonna go through that window, we're all dead. You know what I mean?
You'd be fucked on the old cars, like the 50s and stuff. 'cause
Oh,
nothing
his-
adjusts. It's just like
his
right-
steering wheel's on the belly. Like we got some.
Yeah, you rub
My
all-
dad's Corvette's like that.
Have you ever seen what was it? Norbit? Did you move my seat? Fucking the horn. Fucking no. What else did we go in? I got in a Corvette. That was rough. I started cramping up in that bitch. But yeah, the only cars I was really super comfortable in was a badass raced out Audi. I forgot what it was, but it was bad. That one, of course, the Hellcat, the Demon, was the first time I got on a badass Raptor. Like it was fucking just
Done.
like.
Porsche.
No, it was. I don't know. It was a Raptor. I did do a Porsche.
you
No,
know
fuck
Porsche?
no. I walked right by it. Like no, that's not happening.
Are you talking a Ford Raptor?
Yeah, yeah. It was like top of the line.
Like a Shelby.
Do you see the new one, the Snake,
Yeah, those are nice. Yeah,
the F-150 Raptor? Was it called a White Snake or I don't know.
Super Snake.
Super Snake?
What is that, over 100 grand?
Of course. I like the TRXs a little better, honestly. They look starting to look nice. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I tell you, you know, I come out of the automotive industry, born and raised, basically. I had a company called STI Motorsports.
Yeah.
And we built rally cars, designed cars, built cars. I did stuff for Jesse James. I designed tires for Goodyear, Dunlop, and Sumitomo. You know, I helped create Pimp My Ride back in the days.
Hit my ride.
How'd that start?
Yeah,
Uh,
it's crazy. Exhibit.
I was across the street from the studios,
That's crazy.
and I knew all the guys from MTV, and they just loved what I was doing, all the crazy stuff. You can go to my YouTube channel, look up Sammy Sayegh, S-A-G-E, and you'll see you know, I just got but you'll see a lot of the stuff. You know, some of the Fast and Furious episodes. Should be there somewhere. You'll see a wheel with Paul Pierce.
Yeah, you had it right.
AGE. Yeah. That's it. Or that's Used Tires Express is one of my other companies. But if you go there, you'll see, you can see where it says Sammy Sayegh. Click on that. And that top photo is when we were doing NASCAR Angels with Rusty Wallace. We did over 100 shows, syndicated. Scroll down a little bit more.
You know Rusty Wallace's job? NASCAR driver.
You'll see some Fast and Furious stuff.
You like NASCAR, Adam? My dad was into it, dude. He got me and my brother Love and Dale Earnhardt.
Oh yeah, the Intimidator.
The Intimidator, dude.
He was a whole different breed, though.
Yeah, dude. Number
we
3.
did design wheels for Lexani and Asante. So right there, you see Brian T, Drift King.
There he is. Yeah.
Yeah. So Brian T is also superior, great human being. Unfortunately, Paul didn't play in that Tokyo Drift.
Tokyo Drift, yeah.
Van showed up in the end. I was like, this movie got saved.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you can
I really
actually
care for it.
just pause up a little bit. You go back a little bit. You'll see a lot of the action right there.
I played the lead antagonist in the Fast and Furious 3 Tokyo Drift. My name in the movie is DK, which stands for the Drift King. So that whole drift
So Brian was really young. If you look at Brian right now, I think he's on Chicago Hope. He's aged quite a bit. Very different.
Major film, The Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift.
being around the cars.
Johnny Tran would have fucked him up.
That was your garage right there, wasn't it?
Still is. Still in existence today. Still operational.
What it can become.
Oof.
Almost each one has a distinct personality. So I thought that maybe I should get a car to put mine.
They had the best parties in that one, though.
They always have the best fucking parties of Fast
Yeah,
and Furious.
yeah.
Actually, the one where Ludacris has it at his shop.
Oh,
that one.
Too Fast, Too Furious?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And that's why
I was more into Vin Diesel's house party in the first one.
Oh,
Everyone's
yeah.
drinking
That was
Corona,
The water one, where they're in the backyard. Yeah,
They had some shop like partying.
yeah, yeah. And they're all like betting on the
Oh,
jet
look at that
skis.
motherfucker.
Did you do Tokyo Drift? Is that you?
That's me.
That's you?
No.
Look at that chooch.
Big old mustache.
That's over, I don't know, over 20 years ago. We did Tokyo Drift.
Was a lot of that filmed here?
Tokyo Drift beginning was up in Adelanto, I believe.
It was filmed everywhere.
Was it?
Like
Yeah.
they filmed the beginning part.
Yeah.
Remember the racing to the what do you call it?
Yeah.
Not suburbs.
Oh, the housing development?
yes, that's out there. I was by my dad's
Yeah.
house.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit.
Look at that.
So funny. I still get so many
Look at that.
comments.
There he is. Look at him.
I get so many comments on YouTube. All these kids, you know, they see
Look at that
Tokyo Drift.
mustache, bro.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
that's a stash right there.
Hey,
Look at that strip. Look at that strip.
His little thong, G-string at the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah, little G-string.
Ooh, look at that motherfucker.
so if you look
I
at
will never fit
some of these comments on YouTube, all these kids like, wow, how can the Drift King have a Chrysler 300? Well, they don't realize it. That was over 20 years ago.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you kids?
Yeah.
You know, look at some of these comments. This is after my
Talk about the movies.
a lot of
Clearly, DK doesn't know shit about cars. Clearly, you can't spell. Clearly, DK doesn't know shit about cars.
he drove a 350 in the movie.
I got a Chrysler.
Now you got a Chrysler, but
People are pissed.
but
I wish I could watch this.
but this is many years ago.
Hey, the
Yeah.
dude
that
that
did
did
the
the
mods
mods looks like Ron Jeremy. Yeah, he's talking about Sammy.
Oh
Sayegh.
shit! That's fun. I got a story with Ron Jeremy.
Hell yeah! Let's get to that one.
You know Ron
yeah.
Jeremy?
I do.
Really?
Goddamn hero in the industry.
Yeah, yeah.
That was good.
I know quite a bit.
Ryan T killed it.
So funny. We were at a
didn't care for
party
that
one night. We were at the Hollywood Breakthrough Awards.
This was Ron Jeremy.
Yeah.
Here we go. Now we're
And
talking.
Eddie Griffin was hosting the Breakthrough Awards. So Eddie and we did a stunt. Type in Eddie Griffin, the Young Hollywood Breakthrough Awards. we created a pimped out shopping cart. He came in as a homeless person and tried to push himself through the red carpet, but it was all staged. And I put spinners on it. The shopping cart audio system was pimped out. So Eddie was hosting it, and who better? It would be Eddie Griffin Young Hollywood Awards. And
That feels funny.
so
He knows a lot about conspiracy theories.
super deep. I'm there, you know. Eddie's getting in the green room, getting ready to take the stage, and who comes across is Ron Jeremy,
The dick himself.
and he looks at me.
Before Adam, there was Ron Jeremy.
Right? And he stares me down And he goes, son! And he grabs me. He says, come on. I'm going to tell everybody you're my son. We're rolling together.
No shit.
I'd be like, where are we going?
Yeah.
I got to trim.
Instead of on YouTube, I would just do a Google search.
Just go on one of your websites, Jorge, and type in Ron Jeremy.
Yeah, just do a Google search.
That's funny.
And it's funny. I actually want to sue Eddie Griffin.
For what?
He wrote me a bad check.
Son of a bitch.
150 grand.
Really? For
We
a
were-
car?
No, man. We did a bunch of projects together, and he just he pimped my shopping cart. Young Hollywood. You see that? Yeah, that's some years back. That's a lot of years ago. So we pimped out a shopping cart, and he's pushing himself through the red carpet, and security came in. Everybody didn't realize it was just Eddie, and he was the host of the show.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that's
He
him.
made himself look like a bum.
Oh yeah, homeless bum.
I'd be like, that's Eddie Griffin.
Yeah.
Right off the bat.
Yeah, you might see me standing right there.
You're right there in the back. Was that you?
Yeah, that's got to be me there.
Right
That's me right there.
Yeah.
See STI Motorsports? That's my boy Andy.
Was he in? Was he really? He didn't know?
Look at the Karens. They're freaking out. He probably took them both home and piped them down after, guaranteed. What do you think, Joe?
They're all in on it?
Huh?
Are they all in on it for the video?
I don't know. The white girl in the back looks pretty terrified.
No.
Look at those nice teeth, and he's not.
Yeah.
That's fucking.
You got a
nuts.
fucking intake filter right there.
Everything.
Look, he's on the phone right there. Shit.
Yeah, I'm on the phone right there. So he's the owner of Young Hollywood. Actually, super great friend of mine. His name
So that's
is...
the night you met Ron Jeremy, or no?
Yeah, that's the same night. That's R.J. Williams. He's a big producer. R.J. is a very good friend of mine. I actually stay in touch with him all the time. So he does all the hosts Young Hollywood.
Dang, that was cool.
So
Wow.
Young Hollywood is the Grammy Awards for younger actors and actresses. Yeah, and so he was a host that year, and that's where I met. That's where I met Ron Jeremy. You know, Ron Jeremy is in prison now.
Yeah, he is.
For what?
I think it was.
I mean,
He did something to somebody.
Yeah.
yeah,
He pulled a Cosby.
Multiple.
Yeah, did a Cosby like 20 years ago, and he just said, yeah, I probably did, and now he's doing the time. I don't think he'll come out of prison. I mean, he'll die in prison. Yeah, he was already ill, had open heart surgery, wasn't himself. Open heart surgery.
A lot of partying, a lot of cocktails.
Yeah, one of my guys,
Happens.
one of actually very, very close friend, like a brother. His name is Phil Rivera, and he has a stage name by TT Boy. And he's a really amazing porn star. He's probably done over 12,000 films. He's a producer, director, still shooting today. And him and Ron are very close. He actually interviewed Ron Jeremy just before he went to prison. And he says to Ron, who do you think was the best performer in the industry? And Ron Jeremy says, you, TT Boy, the best, the strongest performer. And
Shout out TT Boy.
oh yeah, shout out TT Boy. He's a gentleman and a scholar.
You know what I mean?
I love Phil. Phil is such a true soldier, great friend. I mean, super Trump supporter. He's building. He lived here in Apple Valley for a few years. He's in Vegas and he's building a beautiful house in Florida. Yeah, he needs to get away from the commies. Can't stand them.
Wrap it up. You
We're
ready,
coming to
Joe?
our time limit a
Yeah.
little bit. Yeah.
Yep.
Sammy Coz, thank you so much again.
Yeah,
I appreciate
Sammy.
it, guys. Thank you.
Thank you,
Sammy.
Sammy. Good
Thank
talk,
you.
my boy. I appreciate
Absolutely.
it.
Yeah, every time
Always.
we talk to you, we learn.
It's great,
Dude, I
dude.
learned
It's-
so
I mean,
much.
conversation.
I'm actually a little bit out of it tonight.
Could have fooled me.
No, I had a procedure earlier today. So they put me under anesthesia, and it's just slowly kind of like.
I thought you killed it. I thought you did.
No,
good, my friend. Thank you for
I-
your words. I appreciate your words.
Oh, absolutely.
Did you have BDS?
Yeah, big dick syndrome. Man.
Oh fuck! Adam's like,
Yeah, yep.
I was like, I know how you
We all
feel.
suffer from it. No,
I
but
flushed my cock down the toilet once or twice in my
but-
life.
let's talk about cancer for a second. It is important at our age we get colonoscopies.
Agree.
Man, get prostate cancer.
It is very critical. I had a colonoscopy done a couple months ago, and they found what they call polyps, right? And they were actually cancerous.
Okay.
And if I didn't push myself and my wife pushed myself, I said, I'm not going to have anything put up my ass. Fuck you guys.
Mm-hmm.
The doctor says if I didn't catch it, I would have been fucked. So they removed it all. And they said, you're good. Just come back in 5 years. They said, but you fucking caught it in time. And I said, is this common? He says, today, for young men, it is very common. So I advise everybody, man, get out there, get a
What
colonoscopy
age?
done. 40 and up.
Jakey, get in there, baby.
I'm like, this ain't my first time, cowboy.
Prepping it.
Yeah.
Prepping it.
I've been
Jake's
prepping for
prepped.
this.
Yeah, I'm like, you piece of gum.
So,
Get in there.
Use my phone.
Yeah.
You know, film this.
do you guys know what polyps are?
Yeah.
They're like little pieces of skin, kind of grows like a big, huge pimple, and it stays in your colon.
Yeah.
And as you go to the bathroom, things like pieces will linger on it and get caught. And over time, those polyps become infectious and they become cancerous. And it's right there. So what they do is they cut them out and burn them off right away. So they send them out for a lab. And they're 99% they're cancerous. And if you don't remove them at a young age, then they grow. And from there, it takes control. And all of a sudden, you got colon cancer, prostate cancer. And for men, it's a big thing. So we really got to take our health very serious.
Fellow gentlemen, take care of your health.
Yes. Yes.
It is. It's critical.
Get it taken care of.
And stay away from venom. Venom could be
Snake venom?
venom. Your family, friends, wives, sometimes your children. Those are venom. It's very poisonous,
I agree.
Definitely.
and we got to be very careful. Take care.
All right.
All right. Thanks for having me on.
Good night, guys.
Bye-bye.
Sammy, thank you, my boy. You guys make sure by the time this comes out, new merch will be on the website.
Yes.
So shout out to Chato Arts for the shirts. You got
www.royaltalk.com.
Adam's design. You got your Debt Page shirt. Smoke, Lift, Live, which seems to be a pretty
Yeah,
popular
I think that's
one.
the popular one.
Yeah,
Good
dude.
job, Jorge.
Pretty excited. Well, go ahead.
No.
So, anyways, all right, guys.
Shout
this
out to
is-
High Caliber taking on Gravity. Woo woo!
Oh shit!
Seasons.
This is the Royal Talk podcast. Smoke, lift, and live. Good night, everybody.
Good night.